Hey, what up, Lokesters? This is Loke Saint. You're listening to Uncovering the Underground with my man Skippy Ickham on Spreaker Podcast Radio, bringing you nothing but the best in underground music.
And this speech is for the birds. Those of you born into this world different than the rest because of your gifts. See, the world has tried to reject you, hate you, and alienate you because of your gifts. To make you separate, to hold you down, to clip your wings so bird you cannot fly anymore. This one's for you. Turn it up.
I wish I was a bird so I could fly away, but I am no bird, so on the ground did I will lay. Take me away from all these killing fields of hate where we're held at bay, and make me fly or let me die, cause I can't take even one more day.
Every night when I pray, what I say, God help the love to fly high away. Cause I'm sick of the planet, devil, damn it, I wanna can it, that's why I shy away. Brainwaves in a telekinetical kind of state, I'm lying wide awake. I'm up inside of my pineal gland, of what a metaphysical man that is tied to fate. The mind might get grandiose, even though the world I'm living like a barrio. See wherever the mind goes, where the body goes, and I keep my mind high, so what's adios. In a world full of snakes, they're striking with venom, open and beginners, beginning again, I'm a secular minimum, driven with a figure would hit him, it's only begin together, every bit of the wicked rhythm. I
just wanna fly, but they don't wanna see the phoenix rise. Lay down and die, clipping my wings and hope I will survive. I wish I was a bird so I could fly away, but I am no bird, so on the ground did I will lay. Take me away from all these killing fields of hate where we're held at bay, and make me fly or let me die, cause I can't take even one more day.
It's like I'm looking for a witness with the path of enrichment. I'm trying to force out the wicked and pay for repentance, cause I walk with the death like I'm sick, heart beats like a Christian compared to the rest. With furry curls on my neck, I'm trying to keep blood on my flesh like a bird. I wish I could fly away, like suddenly 100 miles away. Why? I don't really feel the same from my campaign, and I be feeling all alone like they can't hang. I'm in the valley of the death, about to take brains. I guess I'm kinda psycho-whacking with this octane. When you mix elements, it gets unsafe. Lonely mix with the Bible, get low saint. And something gotta give a part of this war pain. It's something got me in a chapel with the whore thing. Step into a vision when I get to ride it. You don't wanna run up on the spirit, keep a victim. I believe I'm burning every time I touch a microphone. I really leave them hurting. Angels deceive them, will leave you a corpse. If you see me coming, you should know that I get ready for whatever. If you want it, we can get it. Double murder flows. Every syllable that you be hitting, people spitting at me. Doesn't matter, chew upon the shits for the birds.
I wish I was a bird so I could fly away, but I am no bird, so on the ground did I will lay. Take me away from all these killing fields of hate where we're held at bay, and make me fly or let me die, cause I can't take even one more day.
They hate what God made. I unravel my DNA and I place it before the planet, and granted gets thrown away. They don't like that I'm speaking something that's different than common say, and they slip in my wings and shackle my body to hold it bay. But I really wanna bust up out that box that I've been locked in, showing everybody that I can take flight when the brain maintain that oxygen. Came with a pain that I hang with a few screws loose and a neurotoxin. Shame on the herds and the bang on the birds and the belly of death that I'm boxed in.
I wish I was a bird so I could fly away, but I am no bird, so on the ground did I will lay. Take me away from all these killing fields of hate where we're held at bay, and make me fly or let me die, cause I can't take even one more day.
Ghost of the Minute, Brutal Business Entertainment. We coming after everybody. Bodies sky's about to fall, y'all. Get it? Is this war? Is it more? Break down the door. Bring out your corpse. Not keeping score. Got it locked. Figure 4. Hit record. Bring the torches with the horde. Kill them all. This ain't a war. It's a massacre. This ain't a war. It's a massacre. This ain't a war. It's a massacre. Fuck the world. We'll take on every single challenger. What even is this? Ain't bullshit for 100 songs. I'm all about some shit you never done. Go suck a dong. Fucking cons not ready when I bring the wrath like a fucking con. Hellfire my fucking spine. Hold mics with bloody bombs. Come along, I'll show you death cause you overstep. I'm on with tap, bury you alive, bitch, don't hold your breath. Take that fake chain, asphyxiating till I broke your neck. Raising more hell than Motorhead, hunt y'all like Boba Fett. Fuck these underground rappers too, just little nerds. Clowns on SoundCloud, shout out down, time to thin the herd. Make the rap game my prisoner, my rhythm sinister. I'm Jack the Ripper with literature, kill them when I get the urge. Been disturbed, I don't give a single fuck about your opinion. Most of these fucking rappers' vocabulary's infant. They catalogs infringement, mine's is just malignant. You don't wanna go to war with me or my contingent. Is this war? Is it more? Break down the door, bring out your corpse. Not keeping score, got it locked, figure 4. Hit record, bring the torches with the horde, kill them all. This ain't a war, it's a massacre. This ain't a war, it's a massacre. This ain't a war, it's a massacre. Fuck the world, we'll take on every single challenger. This world has been corroded and filled with rodents. Motherfuckers think you owe them and looking for a bonus. Without me, you promoters would have crashed like a Bowen. Saints poet, lead them then like Moses. Bring in bad omens. I'm done with acting civil, bite the hand, get crippled. Opportunists all around, even fucking fans are fickle. Only there with you on top, treat us as sacrificial. Pass the pistol, now I'm the devil dancing in the middle. Start with ignoramuses, send them down where Hades lives. Not a fucking thought in their brain, they all just plagiarists. I'm dangerous, aim is miscellaneous, don't play favorites. Don't give a fuck with you, a pagan, atheist, or Satanist. Better watch what you're doing inside my backyard. Don't let us catch you moving heroin powder to black tar. Turn you to track stars, repercussions faster than NASCAR. Brutal business logo on your corpse, your villain still at large. Is this war? Is it more? Break down the door, bring out your corpse. Not keeping score, got it locked, figure 4. Hit record, bring the torches with the horde, kill them all. This ain't a war, it's a massacre. This ain't a war, it's a massacre. This ain't a war, it's a massacre. Fuck the world, we'll take on every single challenger. B1B don't play warrior on the keyboard. We'll strap your whole fucking family to some seaboard. Your hunchback, live your mama's basement. Your ego motherfucker put you on a detour right to the seafloor. Always brutal, ain't no time for the cry babies. Most millennials like ladies while I'm spitting rabies. They hear some shit they don't like and run to find safety. I know that God hates me, I'm Satan's Tom Brady. Get on your Twitter and blog, go eat your Tide Pods. One violence don't need a call, so fuck a dialogue. One body's outlined in chalk all on the sidewalk. Can't get in a church or a mosque, I wonder why not. If I offended you, I humbly don't give a fuck. Middle finger permanently up, bitch, don't interrupt. Feel like Thanos, I'd much rather turn them to dust. Could go on forever like Scissor Fist, cause this is us. Is this war? Is it more? Break down the door, bring out your corpse. Not keeping score, got it locked, figure 4. Hit record, bring the torches with the horde, kill them all. This ain't a war, it's a massacre. This ain't a war, it's a massacre. This ain't a war, it's a massacre. Fuck the world, we'll take on every single challenger.
Got a Charlie no Sheen. Now we out on the scene, popping the shit, you be taking this pills. I got the shawty, I gave her a thrill. This a big 80, we dropping that bomb with a hoe in the hoe. I feel like Santa Claus. Me and country never pause. Alice Cooper, bucket head, I'm a boss. Hey, disco party, drop the ball. Like it's New Year's Eve and they in awe. Give me a kiss, scaring the shit out of them, then take a piss. Locked and loaded, I got the potion, damn. Don't you run off with that trip, bitch. Once I get up, they gon' swallow my that Nike symbol for my kicks. Ayy, flick of the wrist. Breaking that shit down, the white I'll get split. Breaking them guts up into the middle. No, I ain't first place, still ain't middle. I'm getting bigger, y'all just getting little. Little store, you a critter. Ayy, beats and lean, more like drinking straight out of that bottle. I'm in that Hyundai, a fucking Elantra. Ain't no PR and I'm driving up on ya. Cooling my lyrics down like it is summer. I got a lemonade stand for your daughter. Come get this lemonade, sir. He bought it. Throwing that shit in the air when I lobbed it. Tripping, I'm leaking straight out of the faucet. Ayy, straight out of the faucet. Ooh, and I'm seeing red for a target. Got a cherry, man, just pray I don't pop it.
I'll be fucking hoe across the border. Talking bomb, pussy, kitty mortar. I'm collecting money like a hoarder. Sharp tongue, cut the beat, torture. Mind missing, mission never needed. Ass kissing, different niggas leaving. Blood drip on the path of bleeding. Bills clip, blue strip for beating. I'm defeated, price stay sedated. I ain't even trying, other niggas hating. See, I went and got it, other niggas waiting. You been making money, making then they play it. When the killer pussy, eat it or I flay it. Can't get too specific, living if I say it. 24 a day, I'm working out a day. And 24 a brick, I'm flipping in a race. Fucking chucks and middle fingers, never fake it. Swear the way you live is hella basic. Play a role, you working in amazement. So underground got 7 in my basement. I hate all you niggas like I'm racist. Fear the truth, but blunt, you gotta face it. Take it straight, I know it's hard for all you fools who barely knew you niggas cannot chase it. Send a spit a clip, I spray and flish a shit up on some other shit, I'm shitting greatness. Liquid gold upon my mouth, the lips of rhymes drooling out, you wishing you could taste it. Got it dripping, vomit off a licking, water in the kitchen like I'm trying to lake it. Pay attention, me and Jay are winning, keep the record spinning, bangers in rotation, metal.
Woke up, started with a bomb rip, at the table need a second chip. I'm a long dick, talk shit, but I'll make a point to keep it honest. Posted up in my crib daily with a goth bitch. You not shit, I literally got lit. Speed 'em in reverse and you could dream of right upon this. Sleeping broad, bitch, fridge ain't got shit. I'm eating up the beat and I completely fucking lost it. Killing beats every day like it's medication. People steady waiting for me up in every nation. Do what I want and don't take shit from no one. And do call me a dick, I said his daughter sure can blow one. I'm an asshole and I know that I'm your favorite rapper. Text a girl and said what's up and homie, she got naked after found out everything you little pussy didn't do shit. Do the world a favor and go tie yourself a noose, bitch. Gotta slow down man, I'm getting too nasty. Hitting the loud and that shit gets me laughing. This shit is like magic, I'm lit, it's fantastic. It's been hard from the womb, bro, I didn't need practice. I'm busy with rapping, don't hit me with that shit. Crying, complaining like this is so tragic. I'm mesopelagic like up and above. We all share this passion, it's brotherly love. But now I'm back to talking shit, I always stay on top of this. I always do a lot of it, and now when I gotta piss because I'm always tearing it up. Swear this fun be blowing up in Canada, bro. Making worldwide moves and still ain't shit changed. I'm the greatest rapper everybody loves to hate. Your girl's my big fan, she said I love you, Jay. Seconds later on her knees and I fucked her brain.
You were on your knees, fought everyone in your darkest hour. We pushed in the shore, heard no faith above. Your only longing was to escape this unjustified bullshit lullaby. Sign your soul to sleep. Lost reward history. Instead of this tragedy. Lost reward history. Instead of this tragedy. Wait, let's change just today. Wait, that's a cold window. Wait, let's change just today. Wait, that's a cold window. Some more reasons why to live or to die. Checked, way down the other. You couldn't escape the beast. You long inside the beast. The world just couldn't give you. This is justified. Perfect lullaby. Song your soul to sleep. Let's rewrite history. Instead of this tragedy. Let's rewrite history. Instead of this tragedy. Wait, let's change yesterday. Wait, that's a cold window. Wait, let's change yesterday. Wait, that's a cold window. You on the other side. You from front of mine. I will remember you, my friend, till the
Taylor about the fucking flex.
You already know what I'm trying to do. You already know what I'm trying to do for you. You already know, I know I've been a little fucked up and I'm tired of all this shit that you put me through. Tired of all this shit and I know that you feel the same way. I'm tired of sitting on the same things. Every day it feels the same. I don't know why I'm so insane. Probably because of things in the games you play. You already know what I'm trying to do. You already know what I'm trying to do for you. You already know, I know I've been a little fucked up and I'm tired of all this shit that you put me through. Tired of all this shit and I know that you feel the same way.
Time and time again, they try to hold me down. They try to tell me that I won't be anything. They try to tell me I'm a fuck up, that I'm garbage. And I just smile, cause you're witnessing the rise of a motherfucking king. Yeah. Hallucinations of horror haunting my horrid mind. Simulated senses satisfied by scenes of brutal crime. I wanted to give this bitch my knife tip, but by the way she's screaming and moaning, I could tell that she fucking liked it. I've been waiting for the right fit and the right time to cut the lights and leave these motherfuckers lifeless. I've been loving life, well, lifeless. See, I'm a psycho, but hey yo, I digress. And I just digest all of your innards. I'm a sicko and I'm gathering up food for the winter. I'm the bringer of pain and I am the master of splinters. I'm the shredder of flesh inside of the sewer of sickness. I will gather your blood in barrels to dump them in the river. Make a cleansing of crimson, create a sea of forgiveness. I don't gotta dream about it cause I live this. A nightmare every day and it be endless. I pen these thoughts down on loose leaf. Won't ever lose sleep now. Watch me creep through the shadows like a cool freak. Skippy Yickum got the game on lock. You just got a new neighbor, now this ain't your block. Cause I've been dealing with some pent-up aggression. I took the curse that I was given and turned it into a blessing. All my anger and hatred mixed with sorrow and depression into each and every sentence. Use my music as my weapon. They try and tell me that I'm merely a waste, till I climbed out of the sewer spitting shit in their face. Till I climbed out of these ruins and I laid them to waste. Using hate as motivation, it was fuel for the race. And now I'm first place, and I be flying in my own lane. Fans wanting pictures of me, you was still a known name. And you was still a broke lame. Isn't it funny how the tides change, motherfucker? I'm one of the dopest out, no need to scream and shout. I've earned my clout, y'all think different, shut your fucking mouth. Cause here's my thesis, I'm just like Jesus for letting myself down, for believing these people could conceive this. Life full of better lands, I'm not a better man, I'm just the seed of sin. I'm bracing for the end, you'll never breathe again. I be coming with the switchblade army. Got the skin tight gloves and the all black hoodie. Cause I'm ready to wreck this shit. I'm making my own exodus. Subjected to the fact that I'm a slave to my own deficit. Deaf to all these thoughts because I really can't connect with them. Connecting is the method that I use when I'm subjecting them. A bright flash in the land of the dead. A beautiful butterfly I lured into my web. I sweet talked you, honey, now you're lying on my bed. Well, I'm about to pound you till you're crying, cause I'm fucked in the head. There's no turning back, cause if my mind says do it, it's like 30 seconds later, I'm gonna get right to it. I try to block it out, I try to turn the volume down, but all these voices screaming at me, now they're getting way too loud. I'm blinded, I'm lost inside this dark haze. So much rage, I be stuck in my old ways. I need to try to find a piece of joy, like when I stand against opponents and I leave them destroyed. Because they try and tell me that I'm merely a waste, till I climbed out of the sewer spitting shit in their face. Till I climbed out of these ruins and I laid them to waste. Using hate as motivation, it was fuel for the race. And now I'm first place, and I be flying in my own lane. Fans wanting pictures of me, you was still a known name. And you was still a broke lame. Isn't it funny how the tides change, motherfucker?
things always seem worse to me. Always my worst enemy. Can't let it get the best of me, but my entity won't let me sleep. Yeah. Tonight I won't be counting sheep. My racing mind won't let me sleep. In all these promises I can't keep. Tonight I won't be counting sheep. Another night I'm drunk at the bar. Another night just driving my car. Not sure where I'm headed, but I know I won't make it too far. Another morning I feel like shit. Another day I'm sick of it. Gotta get away from here, but right now I just wish that I could sleep. Yeah. Tonight I won't be counting sheep. My racing mind won't let me sleep. In all these promises I can't keep. Tonight I won't be counting sheep. Tonight I won't be counting sheep. My racing mind won't let me sleep. In all these promises I can't keep. Tonight I won't be counting sheep.
What's up, y'all? It's Lyric Zone from Brutal Business. You're now checking out Skippy Ickham from Uncovering the Underground. Check this shit out now. No one ever treated me like you did.
Yeah, yo, dressed in all black in the dark, camouflaged by the night. All the lights in the house are off now, and I'm grabbing onto my knife. The back door is unlocked, my mask is on, I'm inside. My freezer needs to be stocked, I'm stabbing all who's inside. So I move in, scan all the rooms, she's all alone like I assume. She's dying soon, but not too quick, I'ma take my time, I'm in a violent mood. Raid the kitchen, fuck buying food, don't need the meat, she'll supply it soon. I'm on a diet, it's skinny bitches, I'm eating healthier, I'm trying to. She never stood a chance, she never stood up. After I severed vertebrae, red was squirting, her death was certain. Obsessed with murdering every person, don't ever trust me, I bet I'm worse than the best immersion. Expert working in the field of bringing death to persons, but I murk 'em.
Watch me put on a clinic, I did it for all who dig it. Nothing but raw, explicit, a visually scarring image. What makes you want to live in that body? You're non-existent. Let me put this knife in your skin and take you to a level we all will visit.
wishing that she had some boarded doors. But of course, it was too late, and I already chose her fate. Closed that gate, seen that fear all up on her face, until her brain sprayed from a flawless blade. Sick-minded, demented, that I mentioned, bipolar, prone to get vengeance. Feeling happy deep down when I hit a chainsaw, start with a rev like Vrin Vrin. And I really wanna end it, but I've been caught up putting little kids in detention. It's so easy to me, like a sixth sense in the river, bodies get tossed like a pigskin. She was deep asleep when I went into a room and got beneath the sheets. I just spooned her, I just laid next to her in the bed, shaking while I beat my meat. I'm just lonely, I just want somebody to hold me while I'm rubbing it and eat the skeet. It's okay, babe, I don't really wanna hurt you, I wanna coerce you to be with me. She wasn't into it, I guess, cause she tried to run up out of the room, but I'm quicker than a bitch. She got thrown back quick like a Michelin S, took the knife and I stuck it to her chest. Didn't really wanna take it here, babe, but it seems like we can never make this right. So I plunged it in and it pulled it out, the blood sprayed while I trained her life.
The guy told us to take the money. He said, I don't want it. Says, all I want to do is kill you people. I have to kill you. The boy asked him, said, you really mean that? And he said, yes, I mean it. Says, well, he said, you're going to kill me first because I can't stand to see the girl be stabbed. And he said, well, I'll do that. So he started stabbing the kid in the back. He told me 10, 12 times, but he had so much blood in him I couldn't tell. I knew he was stabbed several times. And then he stabbed the girl. This guy is a pathological psycho killer. There's no doubt about it.
Here I sit, loaded clip, about to ride. Brought the SSI place with a ski mask when I arrive. My shrink told me I'm crazy, well maybe I'm actually normal. I'll turn you to a ghost for saying that paranormal. Rocking a tuxedo with a bloody tie. Time to die, covered up in particles from all the homicide. Hi, it's nice to meet for your wallet and hold you upside down for your change. I'm the type of motherfucker to let loose, killing and spilling and shoving machetes in your caboose. I kill for the thrill and I'm painting this sucks. Murdering motherfuckers for pills and drugs. Got a big wad of cash that I took from your stash. Getting high on my own supply that I stole from your ass. Better have my motherfucking money every first of the month. I'm fucked up on crack and I'm a motherfucking killer. Uzi in your face, make your face news. Ooh, what you looking at? Staring at the face of doom. Pay up, pay up, pay up, ya bitch. Get your throat slit, every penny counts. Brick, motherfucker what? Motherfucker what? Motherfucker what? Psychopathic hustler. Better have my motherfucking money every first of the month. I'm fucked up on crack and I'm a motherfucking killer. Uzi in your face, make your face news. Ooh, what you looking at? Staring at the face of doom. Pay up, pay up, pay up, ya bitch. Get your throat slit, every penny counts. Brick, motherfucker what? Motherfucker what? Motherfucker what? Psychopathic hustler.
Laying on my back, looking at the sky, contemplating why I'm feeling like I'd rather die. If there's any reason that I found to stay within this life, it's gotta be my daughter. Gotta never leave a fucking side. Word is born. I go to war for her and all that. This is real, this is nothing that you all rap. If you touch it, then I guarantee it's all bad. Cause I snap back, so I ain't talking about a ball cap. Fucker, y'all just suckers and I'm harboring souls. My approach is the same as Dr. Marvin Monroe. Sharp therapy and swearing we are not even close. David Carradine couldn't hang if I showed in the pros. Got a bitch that's insane, so she got my vote. Similar to these, that's the way she got on the pole. Drinking liquor like it's water and I'm out of control. The Mona Lisa wouldn't smile if she looked at my soul.
Feeling like there's no shame, running through these cold veins. Can't feel my soul, I'm out of touch and feel no pain. And I've been thinking that I'm ready to die. No big deal. Can't leave, I still got plenty of life. I can't be killed. Like there's no shame, running through these cold veins. Can't feel my soul, I'm out of touch and feel no pain. And I've been thinking that I'm ready to die. No big deal. Can't leave, I still got plenty of life. You'll never kill me.
But I'm feeling like I'm guilty. No rest is the best that I will be. I got demons that progress while I'm welting. So my death will invest in it well-being. No stress, I'll impress if it kills me. Chop the screw, that's the style that I will bring. Homicidal necrophilia. Feel me, bitch. Cause I'm fucking killing the way you ever rebelled. And after going against me, no defense, you can see what's still it. And you know it can't be understand that you perceive the jealous. But you won't offend me, no, not any rapper has a skeleton. So they break fast like cheating during Ramadan. When I perform my book, magic like the Necronomicon. Ripping at the flows, yes, you know that it goes on and on. Kevin Gates on stage, I kick it for the audio.
Feeling like there's no shame, running through these cold veins. Can't feel my soul, I'm out of touch and feel no pain. And I've been thinking that I'm ready to die. No big deal. Can't leave, I still got plenty of life. I can't be killed.
But I'm feeling like I'm at the point. I'll either snap, go crazy, or mass destroy. This ain't a sham, so don't blame if I act annoyed. If you question what I rap and try to master source, trying to get spins like breakers on harbor floors. It's hard when you couldn't ride a track with sliding doors. You can see I get spins like a laundromat. I believe I'm sicker than a hypochondriac. Yeah, your bitch clean and I'm calling it good. Pints all on my balls cause she polishing wood. Think I could if I want, but it's misunderstood. Leave blood on the walls like recording was shook. I'm depressed to the point that I can't just chill or relax, but goddamn it, I need beef in my life cause I'm famished. Plus I came to purge like bulimous after smashing on a full stomach. But I swear the answer is I'm a bad egg like ovarian cancer. Frankenstein on a beat race creating a master. Remix beautiful people like Marilyn Manson. It's alive when I'm screaming while I'm tearing up these raps. And I'm flashing bitches like Barry Allen in the sack. And I got your bitch nude, hippie hugging my tree trunk. For you should be a little like a fucking Ewok.
Feeling like there's no shame, running through these cold veins. Can't feel my soul, I'm out of touch and feel no pain. And I've been thinking that I'm ready to die. No big deal. Can't leave, I still got plenty of life. I can't be killed. Like there's no shame, running through these cold veins. Can't feel my soul, I'm out of touch and feel no pain. And I've been thinking that I'm ready to die. No big deal. Can't leave, I I still got plenty of guys. You'll never kill me.
The bad man, to always have to be the ass no matter the situation I'm in, always having to justify my laundry list of sins. But do me a favor and take a minute and look at the shit from my position. Never stop to consider, to take a gander at the bigger picture. Without this music, the soul within would rot and wither, and without a mortal coil all the snakes begin to slither, giving way to the pressure of a beast that's truly sinister. I can see it in the bones, wake it up. Hear the cries of the windigo, shake it up. The dead dwell within the snow, dig 'em up. And you feel the sickness take hold, it's in your blood, spreading within you, it's so infectious. Give it a little taste, you see it's so delicious. Ravenous from the hunger that's become so vicious. You become a slave to your selfish wishes. Save me, my body is a gateway for all the things that can save me. Re-energize and reanimate for lucidity. Save me, my body is a gateway for all the things that can save me. Re-energize and reanimate for lucidity.
The first of a thing up and now I'm about to like a fuse to the flame, but I guess that's how it eliminate the pain. Every time we do another show, the mic is like a therapist. Pour my soul to top these noses shows when I blow, and the stage bursts a flame, and the face is filled with rage, and the pick cannot be tamed. Laid away your anguish, just immerse yourself among the waves. Let the music feel you, leaving nothing but your greatness to be claimed. This is what my heart beats for. And all who challenge this will be kicked out the door, face down, ass up, with their blood upon the floor. No exception for intentions, aim to kill them what we work for. Fuck you, bitches, keep it brutal for life. The day I leave this label is the day that I die. I kill the opposition, the recital competition. Ain't got nothing on our vision. You will fall if you convince and suck the dick in.
My body is a gateway for all the things that can save me. Re-energize and reanimate for lucidity. Save me. My body is a gateway for all the things that can save me. Re-energize and reanimate for lucidity. Fingertips electrified, visions inside come alive. Salvation is waiting for me to find the reason why I have not yet learned to fly. My patience is fading, and I won't stand around waiting anymore.
I'm sick of sitting here staring blankly at the door.
I'll pick myself up off the floor
with the strength that I need to engage them all.
The power flows forth from below.
Speaking of words to bring you home.
Inscribe the message upon the stone. Fulfill the void and break the mold. Save me. My body is a gateway for all the things that can save me. Re-energize and reanimate for lucidity. Save me. My body is a gateway for all the things that can save me. Re-energize and reanimate for lucidity. Save me. My body is a gateway for all the things that can save me. Re-energize and reanimate for lucidity. Save me. My body is a gateway for all the things that can save me. Re-energize and reanimate for lucidity.
So goes the story of a king. The lands he would conquer and the wars he would bring. History is written by the victors nonetheless. So you blaspheme the king, you will be laid to death. Yeah. And so goes the story of a king. The lands he would conquer and the wars he would bring. History is written by the victors nonetheless. So you blaspheme the king, you will be laid to death. Yeah, wanna be king, thrown in the power he is old. Father was killed by my brothers, and so the story goes. He's just a child, not a bit of cruelty in the soul. But over time, decisions he's made him gold. Now you dare not stand in his path. His younger brother already fell victim to his wrath. Any opposition to the throne get deleted. The random 50 people dead in the street if he hit it, yeah. Already went and conquered the kingdom to the east. Now his sights all on the west. This king is a beast. If you value your life, I suggest you to run. If he gets you, don't know what will be done. He calls himself a merciful one, but it really not. He gets you in his grips, he squeezes you until you're blind. You can see it in his eyes, he cannot hide. He the king. Peasant has the audacity. Worship another lord, that is blasphemy.
Bring him forth.
He announces very casually.
Now face the king.
It'll be the very last you see. So goes the story of a king. The lands he would conquer and the wars he would bring. History is written by the victors nonetheless. If you blaspheme the king, you will be laid to death. And so goes the story of a king. The lands he would conquer and the wars he would bring. History is written by the victors nonetheless. If you blaspheme the king, you will be laid to death.
Y'all just heard my brother Trouble, that's the king of the West. Now it's Emperor Ickham, the practitioner of death. Rape and pillage your lands, plunder each and every chest till they're all swept. You're witnessing God in the flesh. Better bow down, show respect, and take the pledge. For I pull at the guillotine, screaming off with a hit. Suddenly your life stop, pop, cardiac arrest. Fade to black, turn to dust, close your eyes, take a rest. I'm a psycho, teeter-tottering right on the edge. If the anger strikes, I'm plunging deep down towards the depths where my mind go. I don't know, I think I'm losing grips. If you think that I'm crazy now, then you haven't seen nothing yet. As a younger me, I was so nice, I tried to help folks. Then I grew older, got colder, and my heart closed. Would I help any of y'all now? Hell no. Y'all got a better chance, well, if hell froze. Fell froze, what you plague with your town knows. You are not a rapper, yo, an actor, here's your clown nose. Telling tales and some honorous sins. All the story and the glory of the ominous king. It's Echo.
Yeah. What up, NK? Drunks.
With the sauce.
I don't change who I am, gonna be maintaining my image. You think if you made me to a gimmick, then maybe that may bring me some spinach. I cannot live with myself if I'm riddled with guilt. Don't care what nobody say, like I've been riding around in shock. What? The way that you drove me away. Cause I'm thinking maybe that I'm too fast. The tension thinking there's some oobleed. But I'm sharp enough to cut it just by entering the room and walking through the buffet. Turn the mic on, let the energy surge, informing the rest of you who care to listen. While I'm spilling my guts, I perform in sepulchre. I've been living with depression, praying that the music redirects it. I think the mood when we connected can maybe get us through if we together. That's an illusion, been aware of it, there's no confusion. It's too apparent when I was using, it's too embarrassing. Take a pill, grams, so I could settle in.
Why would I still get the feeling maybe I should die? They try to tell us who to idolize.
They deluded, they ain't moving you, so why would I? Why would I? Why would I?
Never give it up, never giving up. Why would I care about what you got? I don't mess with thoughts. Why would I care what they've been saying on the regular? When most of them ain't really know they made it up, they said enough.
Why would I put myself in a position to fail? Why would I put myself in a position for jail? I made a decision to make all my written sick as hell. I've been killing so many beats that I should be in a cell. Put me in prison, fucking slitting incisions in the skin of competition. Hit them with full-on collision. This shit does not make a difference, cause I was born for success. I came from humble beginnings and now I'm making the best of it, yeah. Come look at my cards, I've always been a try-hard. I'll never live my life soft, cause then I'll never die hard. I wish you could see my thoughts, cause then you know that I'm not somebody you should be messing with. Never met anybody like me by far.
Why would I still get the feeling maybe I should die? They try to tell us who to idolize.
They deluded, they ain't moving you, so why would I? Why would I? Why would I?
Never give it up, never giving up. Why would I care about what you got? I don't mess with thoughts. Why would I care what they've been saying on the regular? When most of them ain't really know they made it up, they said enough.
Pour the liquor out and give me a shot. When the beat come on, I'ma beat it up. 14 years been clean, I don't need a drugs. Bring the beef and on, I don't eat enough. Preparing to take emotions, went over the snare and the bass. I done paired everything, I done gave you all I had and then some. So who's the charity case? Y'all don't wanna get it in the middle of the beat that I've been going through, cause ain't no way to see me. Never been retreating, I don't really care. Never been the type to ever wanna be so needy. But you stay in the trap, you're complacent. In fact, your whole players and act, I be paying for that. Put the bucks in and here and it ain't coming back. So you stuck with despair like replacing a flat. You expect that I fail, shit know better on my quest to prevail. Cause if I move heaven and earth, then all you're left with is hell. I'm on a rise to taking over this. To summarize, look where the total is. You're at the end of your rope now, I know, cause I'm the one who's holding it.
Why would I still get the feeling maybe I should die? They try to tell us who to idolize.
They deluded, they ain't moving you, so why would I? Why would I? Why would I?
Never give it up, never giving up. Why would I care about what you got? I don't mess with thoughts. Why would I care what they've been saying on the regular? When most of them ain't really know they made it up, they said enough. Wow.
This is Morbid Psychosis, and you're listening to Uncovering the Underground with your boy, Skippy Ickham. Brutal Business Ent, baby.
Yo, crack. Yeah, check it. Yo, I spit that shit that make them girls go off. Spit that heat that turn your cell phones off. Super high fire, bro. Nah, but I'm not a rapper though. Jeopardizing your capital. 9/11, you rapper, so I don't need this sniper to kill you. I find you and slice up your liver while I cipher against you. Fake friends and rogue disciples and missed you. Spent my life through this pencil. For the cost, I make my life so official. Bitches ripping tissue and kicking punches while fisticuffs with ocean conscious. So ridiculous, so obnoxious, no apologies. For kicking teeth that make you fucking swallow them. Let's take this fucking battle to the collar. See 'em? Fuck boys, all you bitches gossiping. I'm a king, fuck your fucking politics. I make moves just because I'm bored. Watch this. Oh, you rhyme. Oh, you nice. Oh, you spit. Y'all got me laughing at you like, oh, you spit. You swear you sick. Oh, you wanna collab. Y'all got me laughing like.
Why does everybody think they're ill? You hardly sick. Their flu is the trick. I'm bearing news that you refuse to listen to. With you being whacked like a basic bitch. You barely pulling audience, trying to party with rap guardians, calling us like, I wanna collab. Pardon me, I'm a part of them. And honestly, if you bother me, I'm nodding out. Cause I'm sleeping on the mixtape you tried handing out. So vanish now. You're lacking assets that come with this professional sound and musicianship. Listen, bitch, 10 years I've been dedicated and never made it. And when I made some noise, the sound never faded. It resonated through the underground and surfaced up to ears of open-minded individuals that gave a fuck. I'm the crown prince of VA, believe me, I'ma leave brains busted and have y'all fucked like a three-way.
Oh, you rhyme. Oh, you nice. Oh, you spit. Y'all got me laughing at you like, oh, you spit. You swear you sick. Oh, you wanna collab. Y'all got me laughing like.
Well, shit, guess the joke falls on me. Ain't it coming out the dark with a spark? With my face painted, oh, you rapple, so do I. The only difference is I'm raw with the mic. When you copy and paste with you like, hey, make it tight, I'm not the type. Put a beat on, I'ma fuck you up. Taking this back to the mainstream, back to the main thing. Gonna get a college cut. Bet you wish I slowed it down, but I'll keep on chopping. And up on these rappers and leaving them shook like a song death on frontin'. You need more evidence of gory and vile hysteria. You came to the right place, packing the sounds to kill ya. Why you explain the means of parody? Ha, fuck, ya mean. All I know is kill shit as I leave the scene. Covered in blood of these rappers claiming they shot up like NASA. Green up like playing for Packers. Screaming and scheming like slackers. Where I can't even vouch for you actors, I feel bad. How would you put that dream of yours inside a body bag?
Oh, you rhyme. Oh, you nice. Oh, you spit. Y'all got me laughing at you like, oh, you spit. You swear you sick. Oh, you wanna collab. Y'all got me laughing like.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Uncovering the Underground Radio Podcast Show. As always, I'm your host, Skippy Ickham of Brutal Business Entertainment, and we're glad to have you listening tonight. Go ahead and hit that share button, that like button, that follow button, whatever the kinds of buttons they give you on whatever it is that you're listening to us from right now. And share us around, because the more that you do that, the bigger and better things we can do with the show. And we're always bringing you awesome, fresh, new guests every single week on Thursday night. So if you're listening for the first time, welcome. We appreciate you checking out the show. We do air through every type of online platform, whether it be iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, CastBox, Deezer, you name it. We are on it, so check us out on your devices, follow us, share it around, and just be a part of the show. We do have an instant message feature that is on the Spreaker, that's SPREAKER.com, or through the app market. If you search that word, you can go on and instant message us during the show, ask our guests questions, interact with them, leave comments, and be a part of the show as we would really like you to be. A couple quick announcements before we jump into tonight's show, which we have Young Hearse, a underground hip-hop artist from Albuquerque, New Mexico. We're very excited to have him on the show and find out who he is behind the scenes. I want to give a couple real quick announcements and shout-outs. I want to shout out to all of our sponsors of the show, Tattooed Scumbag Apparel, who makes all kinds of different clothing. They're a local company out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and local tattoo shop owner Joe Ball is a good friend of mine. He's a sponsor of me personally and the radio, and really appreciate all of the contribution he's done to our label and done for us. Check out his company at tattooedscumbag.com. Again, that's tattooedscumbag.com. If you use promo code BBE10, that'll allow 10% off of your overall order. And they make really great clothing. I don't just say that because they're my sponsor. I do wear their stuff on stage a lot if you've come out and seen me live. But I do actually wear it a lot around the house just relaxing. It's very comfortable shit. And if you're a tattooed scumbag like me, you'd fucking love it. So check it out and make sure you use promo code BBE10. We also want to thank our sponsors, Brutal by Design Apparel, Roush Designs, Legion Artwork, 5 Milligram Artwork, and my man R3 Graphics, Rob Trey, who makes all of our flyers for the show right now. So make sure you check them out, show them some love. And we are going to get ready to jump into the show in just a second. We did want to say make sure you check out www.teambrutalbusiness.com for all of your updated Brutal Business, news and entertainment. We have about 18 to 20 shows coming up right now. We are announcing our newest artist and final artist to the roster tomorrow night. So make sure you are staying tuned for that, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be announcing a huge announcement for the company and for the label. And if you don't know who we are, we do right now have 38 people across 6 states on our label. We have a lot of music coming to you guys, so check it out, and that's www.teambrutalbusiness.com. So let's go ahead and jump into the interview tonight. As I said, we have Young Hurst, an Albuquerque, New Mexico hip-hop artist, and he was born and raised in Albuquerque. He's been playing musical instruments since he was 5 years old, has been in various bands as well. He's been rapping since he was 12. Started dabbling with production around that time. Didn't get it into recording till he was about 14. Was a conscious hip-hop artist at that time. Did that for about 3 years and decided to call it quits back in 2010. And it wasn't until about late 2014 that he decided to pick back up the mic and come back to the rap game as Young Hurst. When he first came on the scene, he got, beats from Death Main and the rest of the classic song beats from 626. He mixes his own music until around, he's been mixing his own music until around his 3rd album, and that's when he started messing with the production and started making his own beats as well. Now he has about 130 songs deep and about 13 different tapes out at this time, which is very impressive. Most of the lyrical content is in the regards of death, but not gore, and about dying, murder, end times, Armageddon, ego picking, and much more. We are very excited to have this young man on the show. He is someone who I've been listening to for a little while. We connected a little while back, and we're very excited to be able to get him to you tonight and find out who he is. Without further delay, here is my man, Young Hurst. How you doing tonight, homie?
I'm chilling, man. What's cracking?
Oh, not a whole lot, man. Just, having a good evening. As I say every week, everybody always asks me how I'm doing. I always say, it's a good time when I get to sit down, bullshit with an artist, get to pick their brain, get to learn who they are and network, because it allows me to network with that artist and really get to know other cool people in the scene. And it gets the world out there to get to find out about new music and entertainment that they might not otherwise find out about. So very excited to have you on the show as I am all the guests that we have on, and we're going to have some fun tonight. And without even, wasting time, let's jump into how you became an artist. What started, what was the original thing that made you say, I want to make music?
Originally, it was just I liked music. I just liked it a lot. And I was like, man, it'd be pretty tight if I made it, too. So I asked for, I wanted to be a drummer, and asked for a drum set for Christmas. My parents were like, fuck that. And I was like 5. They got me a guitar instead, which is a much more wise decision. And, well, I guess I continued with the guitar, taught myself, after hearing songs and covers and all that, and I was just like, man, wonder what else I could do. So I just tried my hand in everything and found myself with production and engineering and rap.
I mean, it's definitely a great field and a great thing to be a part of, and everybody shapes out differently. But you kind of started with something different, and it shaped you into this. You had to find out. And we all have to find our own path. Where it leads us sometimes is a little rocky, but I'm glad that you found yours, and I like your music a lot. I've listened to it, some of the production on it that I've heard. It's just, all of it's good, but I'm saying some of it has hit me certain ways that I'm like, wow, that beat just gets me. So I'm glad to have you, like I said, on tonight to tell us about your journey into doing beats, into rapping. You said it was, the bio said, how old were you when you first started rapping?
I was about 14 years old, and
Okay.
I was writing raps in middle school. I was chilling with a homie of mine. Like, he was one of my best homies from, like, he lived right around the block, and we went to school out of our district, so that's how we met. It was weird. But I used to go to his crib, and he had a little mic set up, and he had FL Studio, like, I think it was like 9 at the time, XXL Producers Edition. And I started fucking around on that, and I made a couple really, really shitty beats. And then
Okay.
And then like he was like, "Hey man, get on the mic." So I was like, "Okay, bet." And then from then on, it was Donkey Kong.
You just kind of knew at that time. You jumped on, and you're like, "All right, I like this."
Exactly. I was like, "Okay, I like rhyming. I think I could do it pretty good."
Yeah, man, it's a fun thing to do. I certainly love it myself. Certainly been involved with it for quite a while. You were just saying about when you were starting. It was making me think while you were answering that. How long it's been since I started. I haven't stopped and thought about that in a little while. And I started my musical journey in about 2000, but started with rap in about 2001. When I look at that now, I'm like, wow, it's been an 18-year journey already. It just doesn't seem like it. It's gone by so quick, but so much has happened in that 18 years. And it's great to get into a hobby like that, and something that turns into a passion, then a love, then maybe even a career. So
exactly.
It's endless. You never know what it's going to bring you to. It might lead to nothing, and it might just be you making music the rest of your life to your fan base and to who you're able to reach, or you might end up making just that one perfect song that gets you big, and boom, you blow, and then it's life changing.
See, in my opinion, bro, if like blowing up, like, and I've talked to like many different people in like the industry and like professional like sound engineers, and they've all told me like the same thing. Like, to blow, you just got to be lucky as fuck.
Yeah, it's being about the right place at the right time. You
exactly.
happen to have, and some of it isn't even about you necessarily being good, because there's a lot of people probably know there's a lot of really, really talented people that you never hear of, and a lot of mediocre people with talent that you always hear of, and that's the way it's going to be. It's because they're at the right time, the right moment. They're profitable and marketable at that time. So I say, you know what? Do I go with the guy who's really intelligent and good, and only a few people are going to get it? Or do I go with the dumbass who can reach a bigger population of people and make 5 times the amount of money? So that's how a lot of artists do get put on, because they're decent, but they're, they're not necessarily the cream of the crop. They're the profitable ones. They happen to be at the right place at the right time. And some of it is really talented people. You have people like Locksmith, or someone that obviously had made it big from hard work, and dude is a genius. I don't think there's anybody better lyricist out in the game right now than him. And it's just crazy.
See, and when it comes to the artists that blew up out of the underground that I like, it's really I think Maxo by far was the best. Like he's telling stories, like he's taking it back to like old school, like lyrical, like, but still keeping it trap. Like, but there's actual content and lyrics in his shit, which is what I fuck with.
Yeah, you gotta have. Everybody has different tastes. There's, obviously a lot of songs are popular for just being catchy or just having the perfect beat, and that's fine, I guess. I never cared about having the hit. I never necessarily cared about, having that number one song. I made a song that I thought was tight as fuck that killed it, and I'm like, you know what? If 5 people like it, that's cool, because that was hard as fuck. Rather than being like, I can make something that I know 300-400 people right off the bat are gonna like 3,000. You know what I mean? Whatever it might be. I never really been one of those people to write my music to cater to the people. Have you ever done that? Do you ever think about, like, am I writing music for me, or am I writing music for them? Because there's a very different side of the spectrum there. Is you have artists that make music for their fans, and then you have artists that make music for themselves.
See, okay, so I do a mixture of both. So I, for a long time, was really integrated with Facebook and a couple other forms of social, like Instagram and shit. And like, I don't know, man. Like I knew what people wanted, but I had to find a way to still do what I want, but at the same time, give something to somebody that they're gonna like. So for me, I make my music, I write my lyrics, usually high as shit, not really caring at all either way. But like, and same when I make my beats, like I just make, if I like it, I make it. I make what I like. You know what I mean? So like I make shit I would want to hear. That's how I see it.
Absolutely. You have to make music that you'd like. I mean, I always felt weird about that. People that are like, yeah, I mean, I write songs that I know people like, and you can tell that they don't necessarily like it a whole lot themselves. They're just making songs for other people. I'm like, man, it must be a tough career to play music you don't like.
Oh man, that's industry plants though, in my opinion. Like I believe like there's people in the industry right now that they don't even give a shit. Like they have, I mean, think about every fucking artist that's big, that's mainstream. Like a lot of them don't write their own shit. Like case in point, like there is, if you don't write your own music, like how do you feel that? Like how can your audience feel you? You know what I mean? Like I try to portray my feelings through my songs, and like I want you to feel how I felt when I was making this beat or when I was writing these lyrics. You know what I mean? Like I can't imagine someone else writing my verses for me like that. That's a scary thought.
Well, and the only time I could ever see something like that making sense, I've written everything that I've ever written as well, and as you had in your bio, you've released well over like 130 tracks. I'm about right around there myself, so it's we put in a lot of time at this point, put a lot of music out. That's a lot of footwork, and I just lost my case in point. What I was going to say there, we were talking about. We put in our time into the game to. What the fuck were we talking about?
And I'm the high one, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah, absolutely. I lost train of thought there. I was going and I lost it. What were we speaking about?
We were talking about like writing your own music and how that is.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. I got right back on it.
You're doing shit that you're not feeling. Like you're doing shit you don't even like.
Yes, and I was saying there's only one time that would make sense. I apologize. I've been sick the last week for, like I said, told you earlier. I've been feeling like shit. Bro. My mind's just not with it altogether. But no, there's only one time I could see it making sense to, take someone else's lyrics and put them out would be if someone wrote a genius song and said, hey, I can never perform this song. I like you as an artist. I want you to check out this song. Would you ever do this song for me? And it would have to be some like next level brilliant shit for me to want to take someone's song, because I've yet to do it to this day, and I actually have been asked that before. But I mean, if you were to write something that if I sit down and read the lyrics and I'm like, oh my God, this is like game changer, then maybe you collaborate with that person because they don't have the talent to put it out and you don't want it to just go to waste. But that's the only time I could ever see doing that. I would, other than that, never take anybody else's lyrics and rap them.
At that point, if it was someone coming to me like, yo, I really want to make this a song, so can you help me? What I would do is help them learn how to make music.
I'm like, that's okay, a good point.
You want to create a song? I'm going to teach you, like, teach a man to fish. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather teach them how to make music, because the more musicians we have in this world, the better, to be honest.
Absolutely. I think, and like I said, music's endless because there's a lot of people say, I can't make music. I can't do music. Well, what have you tried? What haven't you tried?
Precisely.
So you tried to play the guitar and couldn't play the guitar, so you can't do music. No, that just means you can't play the guitar.
Yep, you got it, man. You hit the nail on the head with that.
And that's what you hear a lot of in the scene. I talk to people. I'm like, oh, and I make music and everything. I'm like, hey, do you do anything like that? People be like, oh, no, man, I suck at music. I hear that a lot, and I'm like, well, what do you suck? I don't know how you suck at music. It's like saying I suck at life. No, you might suck at a few things at life, but I don't think you probably suck at life. It's weird to me, what makes you think that? Because what have you tried? You can try different things, because just because you can't play the guitar doesn't mean you can't sit behind a drum set and fucking tear it up.
Exactly, bro. And it's like, it's not hard to just try anything. Like, pick fucking anything. There's endless possibilities, endless instruments. You can create an instrument, for fuck's sake. Like, you could be on some crazy next level shit and you could be like the next big, giant, never forgotten, eternal artist. And because you never made the attempt, success was never achieved.
No, I agree. I agree 100%. You got to take the steps to do, and that's that separates the strong from the weak. I feel is that a lot of people will get their bags packed. They'll load the tent. They'll put the fucking hiking poles out. They'll put the boots out. They'll get ready, and then they get to the mountain and they never take the first step to climb it. It doesn't mean anything if you don't start to climb the fucking mountain. And too many people are like, oh, you know, I'm afraid to. They're afraid to take that step.
Oh, dude, I've met so many musicians, not even rappers, but like musicians, like that, like, and that includes rappers that have done it for a few months, didn't really see much of an improvement, and then quit. Most rappers do that. There's rappers that I had started with at the very beginning that no longer exist. And I'm like, so I'm just pushing on. Like, but I got a lot of homies in the game, and there's a lot of really, really fucking cool and talented people that are I actually call my brothers. I ain't even met these fuckers in real life, and like I call them brothers, like on the real. Like it's pretty wild. The underground is cool, man.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great place to be. There's a lot of potential in it. There's a lot of great acts in it, and good scenes out there. And it's the underground's always alive. A lot of people say, "Oh, hard rap's dead" or "lyrical rap's dead." No, it's not dead. It's just not in main focus. It's not being publicly broadcast and pushed to you on a normal channel. But don't listen to a normal channel. Find a different channel. Find internet radio. Find whatever it might be, and find a way to listen to the artists that are in the underground, because there's a lot of great talent. And as you said, they're everywhere, and there's people that you meet that you've never met in real life that, you know, become very close to you because they're like-minded artists, and you love seeing their passion, because a lot of people don't make it. And when you meet people who are pushing it just like you have a found respect for them, because you know what they've gone through is what you've gone through, and vice versa.
Exactly, dude. And I prefer SoundCloud for underground artists, if I'm being honest. Like, and I'm an active SoundCloud member. Like, I'm on that shit quite often. Always looking at a bunch of artists that have like 5, 10, maybe 15 plays. Like, they ain't on some like numbers shit, but their music is really deserving of the numbers. And what I see is, it's hard to find shit like that on like Google or YouTube, like, cause like, what do you search? Like that, like you could dark underground rap, like, nah, you're gonna hear an artist on SoundCloud from whatever tracks you like already. They're gonna get in your related shit, and then that artist is just gonna continuously pop up new shit, and then you could go through what they like. So it's like there's tons and tons of cool shit. And that's why I still stay with SoundCloud. Like, everyone's on the Spotify wave now. Everyone in the trap underground, well, not trap, but like the dark trap underground, like they all on Spotify. I'm the only one that hasn't made the move yet.
Yeah, I mean, my music, I said this on a past show, it was a couple weeks ago, I think. My music, personally, is on Spotify, but I never have been on Spotify. That's just kind of a weird thing. I distribute through them, but I don't use their service, and I don't mean to knock them in any way. They're a great service. I just have other means that I find my music, and I've kind of just stuck to the way I like it because I'm already getting enough of it. So I'm like, I can't fit another program in. Too many goddamn programs these days. But SoundCloud is definitely still good. I'm a heavy SoundCloud guy myself. I know a lot of people have talked shit on SoundCloud. A lot of other artists don't even put their music on there. They put it on other platforms. I always looked at it like, I'm going to put them on the other platforms and SoundCloud, so I'm just going to maximize the market. And I've actually done very, very well on SoundCloud. So shout out to SoundCloud and for giving us a platform that we can all push our music on an underground level, because I've went and listened to other artists I liked and just let a song play. And after the song, it's went into some kind of like SoundCloud shuffle of a playlist. And it's jumped around to all kinds of other dope artists that I'm like, who in the fuck is this? And I found out about dozens of great artists from SoundCloud that I never would have found out about on any other platform, because I've never heard them on any other platform.
Oh yeah, and some of the biggest artists like right now, like Bones, for example, was using SoundCloud like for a very long time, and then there's like even what Craig Zen's pretty popping, Xavier Wolf is popping as fuck, like and that's bigger artists in as far as the underground that I like that's those dudes are fucking they were SoundCloud fucking kings. They are like holy shit. Like I don't know how
it's out there. You can captivate on that market, man. If you are at the right place, like we said, and you get it at the right time, you're hitting it. You have the sound that people were looking for at that time. You have the ability on any of these platforms. That's a crazy thing about the day and age that we live in is we live in an age where if it hits the right time, it can shoot a million little arrows out and it fucking hit everybody. And that's it. It wasn't like that years ago. We talked about that on a past show where used to be you had to go out in the street and hand out mixtapes and talk to people and play shows, and that's how you build a crowd. And it took forever. And now the good thing is you can put out a song and it just happened to get shared by someone that's big. And next thing you know, you're like, oh shit, I just got thousands of new fans. It's crazy how the online social media, digital platform and age has kind of changed the steering of music.
Oh yeah, dude. It's made on the other side of the coin. It's made music trend a lot. Like there's a lot of trends in music, and that's kind of whack because it's just gonna keep going. I think the next wave of music is gonna be just production, beats, and I mean look at the EDM scene for example, constantly fucking growing, and producers and DJs are getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So I've always had the theory that the next big thing, right now it's rappers. The next big thing is going to be producers. And shout out to all my producer friends. I love you guys. Killer C, Red Lee, 626. But yeah, I had to shout them out real quick.
Absolutely, man. They're the backbone of what you do. I mean, your producer is very much who you are. Young Hearst isn't just you. It's you and the people you make music with. And I've always been a firm believer in that. Skippy Ickham is not just me. It is me. It is multitude of other people mixed into that I am the guy, but we are the name. We are the voice. And shout out to everybody I work with. DKM is, for instance, my producer on 95% of my shit, and he crafts my music with me. If it wasn't for him, my music wouldn't sound the way that my music sounds. So it's a testament on those guys as well because they don't get enough credit. And it is getting bigger for sure, but still a lot of underground producers, they don't get the credit that they deserve and they're kind of forgotten about, and that sucks. So if we do get a bigger age of production, it'll help give more light onto those guys, which is really great because I know like DKM is not near as big as he should be, and he produces for a lot of people, has done a lot of great work and been around for a long time. Solid guy, but he should be 50 times bigger than he is.
Oh, dude, I can name about five artists off top that should be way bigger than they are, like way bigger, and that doesn't even include me at all. Like, fuck me, like they should be sitting on some fucking piles of gold and shit. Like the first one I could think of right off top, Satchel the Sixth, like. The dude, like I've worked with dude, and his verses make mine sound like fucking shit. Like it sucks. I'm like, dude, why are you better than me? Like this is whack.
Yeah, that happens, man. You meet artists that do that. You'll come across them that when they get spit a verse, and you're like, what the fuck am I thinking? Like, wow, I need to go back and scrap that verse.
Oh, dude, me and Satchel have 2 tapes together, and we're going to be working on a third soon, and like. The first time I heard him, I was just like, who the fuck is that? Like, I need to work with him. So I hit him up. I found out who he was, and I hit him up right away. And I was like, yo, let's work. I heard your shit with he did a song with this guy, Shady Dave from Denver. And what's it called? I asked him, I was like, yo, let's work. And he's like, down. So we did a song together, and it was just, for the time and for how long we had been working, it was pretty fucking heat. Like, it was dope. And then we decided to start working on tapes. We're a duo called Grave Robbers. So it's like I found talent. And even here in my city, like there's talent like J Blade, for example. Like, he's really, really dope. Like, he had me record him, and I made a beat for him, and then I mixed some of his shit, like his solo shit. And it was some shit that I could hear, like, with 3 million plays next to the view count or whatever, the play count. Like, I was super impressed. And this is like his first official song that he's done. So I'm like, wow, like, damn, dude, like, you got it. Like, you got it. Let's do something with that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, they're around. They're hidden. You know, they're gems. And that's why they call them gems. Gems aren't easily found. You know what I mean? They definitely hide out, but whenever you find them, you're like, okay, wow, look at this motherfucker. Just shit all over me. Just shit all over me in the scene. Now I got to go back. I got to start again, like I said. And you know what? That's good. People like that are what pushes you. And then in return, you push them. Everybody pushes one another. That's what the scene's supposed to be. It's supposed to be about unity, but also about making yourself so fucking good and the best you can be so that everybody else wants to be better than you in a friendly way, and everybody pushes and everybody grows.
Well, see, and people shouldn't be afraid to admit if someone's better than them. Like I said, those two artists, like, right there, like, are better than me. Like, and they're good. Like, they know what they're doing. And, like, that's the thing. It's like, most people get mad at that. They get upset about that fact. And I'm like, nah, fam, like, you're better than me. Let's work. Let's do some shit. Like, sick.
That's a really true statement, though, brother. I mean, that is something that 97% of the people, I would probably say, I'm pulling a number out of my ass, but I'm going to go with it, that 97% of the people out there wouldn't admit to being beat like that. They wouldn't. Oh, no, I mean, he did a good verse and everything. It's like, no, you need to be able to stand back and say, wow, that dude just murdered me on my own song, or wow, that dude's better than me. There's a lot of people that don't want to do that. There's a lot of people that hate on that person because, like, fuck him, he's better than me. Well, why would you hate on that? Learn from him. Talk to each other. Figure out what he's doing. Maybe you can teach him a little bit what you're doing. You both grow. I've never been one to fear another man's talent because, if anything, I try to help other people's talent to grow. Because if they're growing, I'm happy for them. Maybe I'll get there. Maybe they'll help me back and forth. You know, you build a network. You do for them, they do for you. That's the way it's supposed to be.
Dude, exactly. And, like, it's that give and take relationship. And, like, it's knowledge is golden, bro. Fuck that. It's priceless. Like, knowledge is amazing. And as an occultist speaking, like, it can be the key to so many things and so many doors that you don't know that you could open. And just knowing everything is dope as fuck. And that's why, like, shit is just, I don't know, man. Like, people just need to be cool. Like, at the beginning, don't get me wrong. At the beginning of my rap career, I say that with my peace fingers wiggling. You know what I mean? Like, career. It was a lot of beefs. It was a lot of.
That's funny that you brought that up because I was actually, my very next question to you was going to be, I'm sure there's been some type of beefs out there that you try to get along with people, you try to help them in the scene. You have a lot of love for people and respect, but I'm sure there's just people you've clashed with. So that's funny that you said it. That was what I was about to segue right into.
It's perfect. Yeah, like, there was this one cat, I ain't gonna say no names, but he's very confused, man, very confused. And what I did was he came to me on some, I want some help shit. And I was like, tight, I'll help you out. Like, sick. And he just so happened to be a plug. So I was like, even better, like, pay me in bud. And it was tight. So we had a little trade going. Like, I'd produce and help him rap and teach him how to do it and how to write bars correctly and how to count bars and syllables. And I taught him all, like, everything. And he didn't pay me for shit. Like, I got him on 3 of my songs. And then I produced, like, a few songs for him. I can't remember how many. I knew it was more than 2. And I was like, finally he kept starting to ask me for shit. And I was like, okay, man, like, if you want to help me out, like, if you want me to help you out, like, you got to help me out. Like, what the fuck? Like, are you going to pay me some bud? And he gave me, like, 2 grams and was like, I was hooked up. And I'm like, okay, this is weird. This is not what I expected for all the shit I did. So I eventually just kind of phased him out, and I was like, I don't really want to work with you no more. Like, fuck that shit. Like, you didn't really do shit. And then come to find out, trashing my name, telling people that I didn't do shit, that I was like a shitty artist. I mean, he's played my shit well over 500 times, so I'm like, the numbers don't lie. So there was a lot of problems with him, and it was continuous. It's still, to this day, there's still beef. And I'm like, dude, I don't give a shit. I'm an adult now. Like, I don't fucking care. So, man, like, I'm going to tell people rap beefs are fucking pointless. Like, they're so pointless that people are faking rap beefs now, like, for clout. Like, if you have a rap beef, like, it's going to get you negative attention on for both parties. Like, both people are going to look like jackasses. Not a good look when you're trying to be professional in the music industry. So, also, lest we forget, I wrote verses for that guy.
Okay.
So, yeah, like, I wrote verses for a lot of people I beefed with. And I'm like, how can you beef with me if I wrote your music? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, I'm not
Like,
sure how that works exactly.
Yeah, your
That's
music is technically mine.
Yeah, well, hey, I mean, I guess it happens as you just told us. That's pretty crazy, though.
Yeah, man.
Now,
like, so to all the artists out there, don't be beefing. Like,
yeah, beefing doesn't really get you too far. I mean, it depends. I mean, as you said, a lot of people are faking it for clout, and that does happen because if placed correctly, it can be huge. No, I think that even some very huge beefs that have happened out there, case in point, Eminem and Machine Gun Kelly, maybe it's real, maybe it's not. I'm pretty sure that it's probably a little bit of both. There may have been some type of feeling between the two of them, and they said, it was a great way to get both of us way, way more attention right now, get us a shit more plays and sales. Because after things like that happen, you'll notice things like their numbers on their songs and their numbers on their sales skyrocket. So all of a sudden, this beef comes out of nowhere for 2 months, and
it's business.
Yeah, it's business. During those 2 months, they just sold millions of fucking units and made a bunch more money. And I mean, that's how it works. But I mean, that's one thing. When it's underground, like in your smaller underground, to beef gets you nowhere. I mean, all it does is it is a bad look for you. You're like, people that want to offer you an opportunity to get bigger don't want to offer that to you, because then they say, well, this guy's an asshole and he's causing trouble. Why would I help him advance? It's once you're big and you do it only here and there once, maybe twice in your career for maybe a move, if you even need to do that, then that's one thing. But to do it when you're younger, be beefing with other people and causing problems, it really stunts your growth.
Yeah, seriously. And if you're trying to excel in this music shit, like, put that focus into your music. Put that amount of attention that you would give to somebody else into your shit. Make your shit better. Like, don't, like, always do better. Like, let that be your mantra. Even if you're a person that don't fuck with mantras, like, do better. Do better than yesterday. You know what I mean? Like,
that's the hashtag of the night. We have a hashtag every show. That's the hashtag. Do your shit better.
Yeah.
Just do it better. Whatever you're doing, you're not doing it good enough. Do it better, damn it.
And you can't. Everyone has the capability, and most people don't think they do, and that's the problem.
And we did touch base on that. That's absolutely it. Everybody wants to get their gear ready and get to the mountain, but no one wants to actually start to climb it. I never understood that. There's a few of us that climb it, and when you climb it, it has legendary views, people. So make sure you ain't afraid to take those steps, climb those mountains, do what you love, find your passion. And we're going to show you a little bit of the passion of the man that we have on the show tonight. We're going to our first break, and this is Lavender Uology, and this is Young Hearst, our guest tonight. We'll be right back on Uncovering the Underground Radio Podcast Show.
The funeral is about to begin.
And we are back on Uncovering the Underground Radio Podcast Show. As always, I'm your host, Skippy Ickham of Brutal Business Entertainment, and you are listening to, or just listened to, Young Hearst, Lavender Eulogy. That was an awesome track. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you did, please check his music out, give him a like, give him a follow, and support his music and merch. And if you are listening, like I said before, and a lot of people listen on all kinds of different platforms and unfortunately cannot message into us, you can go to Spreaker.com. That's Spreaker.com. Spreaker, like speaker with an R. If you go to it and you type in Brutal Business Entertainment, there is an instant message part of the app there. You can message us live during the show and ask questions to our guests. You can leave us comments and tune into the show and be a part of it that way as well. So why don't you tell me a little bit about that specific song?
That is it is a flipped sample of Lavender Town, the Pokemon song that I wanted to make lo-fi devil shit. I was like, how can I make this dark? So I did.
That's what's up. No, dark music's beautiful. So, what project was that one off of? Was that recent or was that an older track?
That's still in the making, actually. Oh Holy Death is a tape that I've been working on. I kind of took a break from it because I had to like get a job and do shit, and I didn't have time to get back to my music very often at all. And so I'm still working on that. That tape is still coming out. I don't know fucking when. On my Facebook for a while, my bio read "Oh Holy Death," dropping June 11th, and then June 11th passed, and then I changed it to "Oh Holy Death," dropping whenever.
You gotta be careful with dates.
It said dropping at some point. I was like, fuck it. Like,
no, I can understand that, man. I mean, sometimes you pick a date and it does not work out. I originally told everybody that my next album, Absolute Zero, was coming out in March to April of 2019, and then it was going to be, June, July of 2019, and then it was just not going to be. I just haven't said anything else about it. I've been putting out singles, been dropping a lot of other music. I'm in no rush to finish it. I got 6 albums, like full-length albums out at this point, some mixtapes and things, and I'm like, you know what, I don't need... I put a lot of different singles out, and I work on a lot of other people's projects as well. I like doing a lot of collabing and being on other people's stuff, but I just, said, fuck it.
Dude. Okay, so get this. Me and Satchel, when we made Grave Robin 2, which was a 21 track tape.
Damn, that's a nice size.
All produced by me, all mixed and mastered by me, and I recorded all my verses, and we got that shit done in like 7 months because it was supposed to be a Halloween drop.
That's impressive, man. That's a lot of work in that short amount of time.
Dude, it was... Oh my God. It was horrible. This next one's going to be great, though. I'm excited.
Absolutely. They should always be something new, something fresh. It should always be a challenge for yourself and be a child of yours. I consider like all 6 of the albums that I put out at this point, like my children. It was a life period of mine. It was a section of feelings and thoughts and emotions that I went through during that year or that 2 years that I took to write me an album. Because my thing is like I've always been involved in a lot of other things as well, that it's hard for me to get the whole music thing done because I got the radio, I got the label, I got a lot of other things happening. But I would crack down pretty hard on the music as well. But it's always something as I might be a slower writer, but I'm a pretty proficient writer. I've never been someone to freestyle, but I can sit and write lyrics. But I'm so fucking strict of my own music that I can write 1,000 bars and throw them all away and be like, nope. And then I'm like, all right, I like that. And then I like this. And then I piece together the song that, it makes for really good music, but it's very time consuming. So I'm impressed that you can definitely bang out as much music as you do and definitely do it as quick as you're doing.
Oh, dude, when I first came on the scene as the Hearst, Young Hearst, I was dropping a song like every other day. Like I was just pushing shit out like laxative.
That's good though. Some people can do that. My man Limit, who I had, he was my very first guest ever on Uncovering the Underground, so shout out to Limit. Really fucking dope artist. And this dude puts out a banger of a track every single Tuesday with a music video to it every single Tuesday. And it's a decent music video. It's not like the greatest music video ever, but it's a proficient, good music video. And the track's killer. It's got killer production. He's been doing it every Tuesday for like the last year and a half or 2 years. It's been something crazy, and he kills it every single. And he's the one doing his own video, his own production, his own recording, his own rapping, all of it every single week. And I'm like, how the fuck do you find the time to do this, man?
See, bro, and that's the thing. Like, back before I had a job, I had so much time for music, and that's all it was. Like, that's all I fucking did was just pure music. I lived, breathed, eat shit music. Like, that's it. And all I talked to was musicians, and all I did was just listen. I don't do it for the longest time. I didn't even own a TV because all I wanted to do was listen to music. Like, if I'm at my house and I'm trying to just, smoke up and chill and just talk to people, like, I'm gonna be listening to music. Like, that's how I am. Like, and it's shit. Like, I basically get like music withdrawals if I don't listen to it at all. Like, it pisses me off, and then I'm like, I pop in a headphone if I can find them because they're fucking gone. But a headphone, I'm like, all right, there we go. I'm cool now. I'm cool.
When you have two different types of people as far as the entertainment side, I mean, you have multiple actually, because you can like add in reading and all that too, because I'm a big reader. But like when it comes to most like digital entertainment, you got people who love to sit in front of a movie or a TV show and can watch for hours movies and TV. You got that other person that wants to go sit in front of a video game and play video games. You got the person who wants to sit in front of a book. Then you got the person who wants to go put the headphones on. That was always me. I always was drifting away and putting the headphones on and losing myself in massive array of music, whether it be Pink Floyd or The Doors, whether it be
I love Floyd.
Whether it be Ill Bill and Jedi Mind Tricks, whether it be any of that. I mean, I was jumping to all kinds of different things throughout high school and throughout my life, just listening to it. I used to go to sleep all the time, which is something that I don't think most people should do because it's probably not good for your brain. But I would put the headphones on and go to bed with them on and would wake up at like 4 o'clock in the morning with music just still going on this endless loop. And it made for really fucked up weird sleep, but I just lived and breathed music, and I still do that to this day. For every once in a while, I'll put the headphones on and go to bed purposely and like fall asleep listening to music, jamming, and it makes for some really crazy and interesting fucking dreams.
Oh, dude, I could go off on a tangent about music that I'm listening to, falling asleep, and hearing it in my dreams somehow, and then like the last time I fell asleep listening to, I can't even remember the fucking song, but what I remember, I was in a classroom setting in my dream, and through the loudspeaker that the principal would talk on, it was the song that I had fallen asleep listening to, and I woke up as that happened. And the song was still playing at that part. It was insane. I was like, what the fuck?
Dreams are pretty impressive. I mean, the power of a dream is unfathomable. Like there's things you can dream that happen in the future, so you have to wonder, okay, how did I have this deja vu dream where I dreamt this scene with a girl that I've never seen before in my life wearing this color blouse, a guy in a suit and tie over to the right wearing this color suit, a dog walking by, music playing, all this, and then 6 months later, 2 weeks later, a year and a half later, it's different for different people that have experienced this. All of a sudden, boom, something sparks, and you're like, oh my God, I dreamt this exact thing. And then you start to look around, notice that everything around you is exactly what you've already dreamed, and it happens a lot.
Dude, that's happened so much. Holy fuck, I thought I was the only one. Sick.
You're not the only one, my man. Well, listen, I run a show. I run a separate radio show aside from this one called it's called Celestial Oddities, a Pair of Normal Guys podcast.
Dude, get me on that. I'll talk to the occult on that.
Well, so what me and my boy do is we have a show, like I said, where twice a month we go on and we talk in-depth subject matter. We're both very professionals in that field. I actually have a paranormal investigative team. I've investigated several properties, whether it be factories. I've investigated private homes. So we're very heavily into that side. He's in more to the alien side and in contact there. He's a medium, a psychic medium, and it's a pretty interesting show, but we talk about stuff like that, like cognitive dreaming and deja vu and things. And I've actually been someone who's experienced a lot of that as well as with like the dreaming. But it usually is something small. It's never anything like too huge, like a catastrophic event or anything. But I'll dream things where like a year later or 18 months later, all of a sudden I'll be somewhere and I see something, or someone will say an exact sentence to me with a music playing in the back the exact way, and all of a sudden it's like boom. And then I look around and I'm like, oh my God. And I remember dreaming that exact scene, only a fragment of it. Like it's a fragment of another life, or like you're literally living in an endless loop and you dreamed a fragment of the old one and it's about to happen to you again. You just don't know when. It's crazy, the possibilities, and that's something we will save for another show, but that is a little bit about what we do in the other show.
It's another dimension you go into in your dreams, fam. Like, you go into alternate realities, bro. Like, I don't know if you believe in the multiverse, but yeah, like
you're gonna love my other show. You definitely need to tune in because Dan is huge on the multiverse. He's huge on energies, and he's talks a lot about interdimensional beings and his actual contact with them, because he is, as I said, a medium, but he is not the traditional eye contact ghosts and talk to spirits. He is in contact with beings from another dimension, and a lot of people listening out there are like, okay, what the fuck ever. You need to,
this went off the rails.
you need to actually check it out and listen to what this guy has to say, and the messages that he gets. It's impressive, and like I said, we have a show that we talk about a lot of different things, and we're very well versed in it, and we study up on, so check that out. That was a great segue for my other show, so if, ladies and gentlemen, you're listening out there and that's something that interests you, we do come to you 2 to 3 times a month, and that is called Celestial Oddities Pair of Normal Guys podcast. And it's right here through Spreaker and iTunes and everything else, so you can check it out. We bring different people on the show, different authors, different paranormal investigators. We talk subject matter, and then once a month we bring on listeners to tell us their experiences of what they've experienced in life with crazy things. So definitely a cool show. I'm glad to hear that you believe in some of those things as well. Now let's jump into what you have coming up. I know you did talk about that you kind of getting back into this next project. Is there anything else that you have music-wise that you have planned coming up? Or artistically in general?
Yes, 100%. I'm making black metal again as Goat, a.k.a. my producer name. That's G-O-H-T. It's not pronounced Got. To those of you that say Got, I don't know how the fuck. Just say O and then put a G in front and a T at the end. Anyway, I have that, and then I have a tape coming up with Satchel, Grave Robin 3. Probably going to produce the whole thing again because I like making beats for me and that guy because we kill him. And I got some shit on the way with J-Blade, my boy from right here in the 505. I got, what else? I sent a couple beats to Torchface, waiting on that. It's been like a few days. I don't expect it anytime soon, though. Like, fucking at all. That dude is busy. Who else? I'm trying to work with Iceman, the king, or the pimp. I forget what the fuck. Iceman, I know that's what his name is, but I'm trying to work with him because I like his music. I'm really trying to work with any artist from Doom Shop. I'm trying to get some beats from Killer C. There's a lot of shit that I really want to do. It's just finding the time. Like, that's it.
No, absolutely. I mean, it is finding the time is definitely a little bit hard to do because life gets in the way. But you know what? We always find a way around it if you have a passion that's big enough. No, do you have any events coming up that people can check you out?
Excuse me. One thing about me is I don't play shows in this state. There's like in this city specifically, I should say in this city. There's too much bullshit that go on in this fucking city, man. Like
you have to steer clear, but yeah, you gotta be careful, man.
Shot, someone's gonna get stabbed. Like rap shows in this city are kind of whack. Like there's always a giant fucking fight. Always, the musicians' gear gets stolen. Always, like whatever the fuck. Like artists, be careful when you come here. Like strap up. Like get yourself a gun and when you tour here.
Don't come to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and if you do, make sure you are ready for it.
Yeah, like if you are like integrated into like hood life, like you'll probably fit in here. But if you're not, like look over your shoulder.
Yeah, I have yet to be over there. I've been to a lot of different states, been to a lot of different places. I've never been to New Mexico. And as we were talking earlier, obviously it's kind of a dry heat. And you said it was how hot today? It was 100 and
It was
104?
it was 103 today.
103? Okay.
103, and it's like New Mexico is beautiful, man. I'm not like, don't get me like wrong at all. Like New Mexico is beautiful as fuck. Like it's gorgeous. Like the mountains are beautiful. Like the desert scenery is beautiful. There's so much wildlife that's cool as shit here. Like New Mexico is really cool. Aside from all the bullshit, like it's really, really a beautiful place to be.
I've always actually wanted to see it because there is a lot of things that I've seen from New Mexico that just looked beautiful. Some of the landscape there, some of the like the hillsides and mountainsides that are in the desert that look just absolutely amazing, like the craters and shit. So definitely, definitely something I think would be cool to see someday.
Oh, dude, I look out my balcony and I see 3 volcanoes off in the distance. It's dope.
That's pretty crazy. Like I said, the hottest I've ever been in dry heat, because we were talking about your heat over there is a little bit more dry. Because for those for those getting familiar out there and listening in right now, he for a little bit lived in Pittsburgh here, where I'm from, and it was only for a short period of time. But it's a different type of heat. If you've never been to Pittsburgh, it's more of a humid, hot, sticky, like it's gonna slap you and stick to you. And then obviously if you go over to the west and you get into some of the more deserty areas, it's just that dry heat. And if you've never felt the difference between the two, you need to check it out because it's crazy. We were talking, I went to Arizona one time, it was 114 throughout most of the week, and like 110, 105. And the hottest day was the day that we left, which was 114. And it's just like you're frying an egg in a pan. That's what you feel like. You're just like sizzling, but it's not sticky. But then you come over here and it's 85, and it can be like you were suffocating in your clothes. So it's pretty crazy, the different feelings of the temperatures and humidity.
Oh yeah, dude. My time in Pittsburgh was cool, but fuck, man, it was terrible. Like, I didn't get a job because my last name is Sanchez, and I guess out there people have problems with Hispanic people. I didn't know this. I was not aware that I'd be looked at like I had just walked over the border. It was a bad time. Subway didn't hire me. I couldn't find a fucking job. It was shitty as fuck. But I did meet really dope people. There are some dope fucking people in Pittsburgh. Aimbridge specifically was where I was. Shout out Dead Inside. Me and him, he was my roommate. I went out there to make music with him, and it turned out in complete shambles. And it was like both times that we had tried to like link up and make music. Like the first time I went to Pittsburgh, we drove back to New Mexico in a Beamer, and then the Beamer broke down in Granite City, Illinois. From there, we had to get a tow to St. Louis. Like it was just fucked up. But he's my boy still. He's cool as fuck. Check out his music. He's featured on Grave Robin 2. I have a couple songs with him. Check his shit out. But yeah, Pittsburgh was overall, like, I love the way it looks. Like, it's cooler than fuck out there. Like, it looks dope. It looks like how do you say, like, it just looks like a place you would want to see a music video. Like, it's cool. Like, the buildings are cool, the houses are cool. Like, it was a cool place to be. Like, aside from
it's an interesting landscape.
It's awesome. I love that old abandoned look. Like, that's my shit.
Yeah, it is. It's an old state. Obviously, there's a lot of, and then skyscrapers in Pittsburgh are pretty cool. And I mean, I don't know how you came in through the city, but I'm sure you came in through the tunnels. You flew here, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so whenever you fly and you land at the airport, I'm sure, like, it just depends on what time of day though too, because either way it's a good view, but at night it's amazing. But whenever you're coming through the Liberty Hill tunnels and you emerge on the other side, and as you emerge, boom. All of a sudden, there's the city, there's the rivers, there's the bridges, and there's the skyscrapers. And it's like you don't see it from the other side. You just see that you're going into this tunnel. There's a mountain there. And all of a sudden, you come out and you're slapped with a city right in your fucking face. And that's the coolest thing I can think of about Pittsburgh. I've been a lot of places. I've seen a lot of cool things. But I really liked it about how the city kind of announces itself to you if you're coming here. Now, if you're driving in from other directions, you might not see it like that. But if you're flying in, you do, because you have to go through the Liberty Hill tunnels, depending upon what area of Pittsburgh you live in. But if you're going into the city, and that's always a very interesting view to see.
See, and when I was out there, it was cool. The bridges were sick as fuck. Like, I went to, what's the Point, I think it's called?
Yeah, the point. I seen a picture of you on social media of you at the point.
Yeah. That was cool as shit. Like I was very sober at the time. I didn't find weed there for like 3 weeks. It was that was another reason it was fucking terrible. But yeah, I ended up finding weed. I was walking down the street with Dead Inside. We were headed to like Dollar General or some shit. And this dude walked by and he's like, "Y'all need some weed?" And keep walking. Like he didn't stop, didn't bat an eye, just looked ahead, said that. And I was like, "Motherfucker, what? What'd you say?" And I walked out, I was like, "Let me get a 20, bro." And then bam, like I got to connect right then and there. I was like, great. So that eased the pain of not having money out there. But yeah, it was
That's
all right.
cool. And you got through, man. You made it through the times. You moved on back to home, and it all kind of worked out. Glad you got to experience my city a little bit. It's beautiful here. I love it.
Oh yeah, and if there's this place in Ambridge, like specifically, it's a coffee shop. It's like the only coffee shop there. It's on the corner of where I used to live. It's on a corner street, whatever the fuck. If you're in Ambridge, check that place out. It's cool as shit. It's like Cafe 501 or some shit. Dope as fuck. Cool people. Good coffee. Plugging y'all guys. I love you.
You heard that, Yinzers. If there's any Yinzers on the stream tonight listening, which is anybody here from Pittsburgh, check out the coffee shop in Ambridge. It's only a skip, jump, and a throw away. I played in Ambridge a couple times. We were talking about that before the show, and I cannot remember the name of the club we played at, but there was
like the
a
Vex
club.
or some shit.
I don't remember. It had a really weird name. I just remember that, and I remember they threw shows all the time there, and they were pretty dope shows. They were packed. The only problem I had with the shows is the sound system was ballsack. I mean, it was complete fucking garbage water, and you would show up and it just didn't sound good. Like you would sound good, but you didn't sound good. It was really staticky. It was really like too much. It was a place that probably shouldn't have had shows at it, but they had shows. So the acoustics of the room just blew dick, and it just that was the only one thing I complained about. But we still had fun. People would rock the fuck out there. I mean, I played there I think 3 or 4 times, and every time it was a sellout crowd. Like you couldn't fit another person in that building. So I mean, shout out to them for that.
See, and like another thing I want to say is, honestly, like artists in Pittsburgh have it made. Most y'all houses have basements. Like
they do.
That's a studio right there. Like perfect sound isolation. Like it's perfect. So I recorded in the basement a lot, but except the only problem is like bring a fan because that shit get hot.
Yeah, we do have basements out here, and it's not something a lot of people think about. But not everybody has basements out around the world, around the country, and the United States. Some places they don't have basements; they have crawl spaces, they have bomb shelters, they have nothing as far as going down.
The further west you get, it becomes attics. Like you have an attic, like it's like this little hole in your roof, and then you pull up a ladder, and then you walk through it, and there's like a big old storage space in your roof.
Well, we do have that out here too, depending. Some places do, some don't. But we have 2 different types. You have like your full-blown attic that you can walk like a staircase up to your attic, and it's not like the ones you pull down from the roof. It's just like a full-blown staircase you walk up, and that's like an upstairs attic. And then you have the crawl space attic where you have to pull down like the little wooden staircase and you climb up it, and it's like a crawl space up, and it's creepy as fuck. So some houses out here do have that.
Oh, okay, bet. Yeah, most of the ones I went into had straight basements. Like, them shits is wild. Like, and it's scary as shit because, like, when you're drunk or when you're fucked up, like, going into the basement where the bathroom is can become quite a fucking challenge.
I'm sure. I mean, you got to be careful going down those steps, too. You make a wrong move going down the steps, and that's the end of you.
Oh, bro, I seen Dead Inside fall face first down the stairs. It was fucking hilarious.
You know you're a friend with someone when you can laugh at their misfortune. A good old friend of mine told me that. He's like, "I love you, brother." He says, "But I want you to know," he says, "anytime you hurt yourself, I'm going to laugh at you." Or something along those lines. And he always did. Like, if something happened, when we were younger, wrecked our bike or something, he would laugh his balls off. And then he would come over and be like, "You all right, man?" But before he would like jump up and be like, "Oh shit, bro, are you okay?" He would laugh his ass off about me just getting fucked up pretty bad. And then he'd be like, "All right, hey man, you okay?" Friends, it's real friends that can do that shit to one another.
That's fucking hilarious, dude. Like, when it comes to my homies, like, I just roast the fuck out of them. That's all I do all day.
That's what we all should do to your real friends. I've always done that to my buddies. Just complete fucking dick.
Yeah, dead ass. Like my homie Osiris looked like he built like a thumb. Like he built like a whole thumb. Well, he was. I don't know. He lost weight now, but he was built like if you hold your thumb out in front of your face and then you draw a smiley face on it with a mustache. That's my homie Osiris.
Oh, Osiris the Thumb. What up, homie? Shout out to you.
Love you, bro. I know you still hate me, but I love you.
So real quick, I'm gonna throw it out there. Instant Messenger or Yahoo Instant Messenger or AOL?
Oh, AOL.
AOL or MSN?
AOL.
Okay, now, you a MySpace guy?
I dabbled.
You dabbled in the space?
I did.
Okay. I just was curious because, so you were an AOL. Now, the question would be, whenever you were on those services, was it past the age of Yahoo Messenger? Because, like, Yahoo Messenger was, like, the original shit. It was, like, MSN, then Yahoo, then AOL came out.
See, I was like, man, I was still living in Westgate at the time, and Westgate's, like, southwest area here. I was, like, I had to have been, like, 8 years old, 9 years old. 7? I was born in 94. I don't know.
So you would have been pretty damn young. You would have been like 6.
Oh, yeah. I would have been a fucking baby.
I was sending chicks ASL, age, sex, location, ? Whenever you were still like a baby. That's awesome.
Dude, I was on pogo games playing pool.
You were on your pogo stick bouncing down the street, and I was trying to get some strange from girls on the internet. That's a good time.
You got me fucked up.
Because straight up though, you gotta think about it. When that came out, that was a game changer because like you were a teenage boy, like I was at the time. So I was a teenage boy, and I'm like, wow. So I don't go to talk to girls in my own school. I don't, I can message people on a chat stream, like some chat room, and then all of a sudden there's thousands of people, and all these people got into those chat rooms and started like asking everybody questions. How old are you? Where are you from? And they started talking, and like I said, I talked to these young chicks, and it was never anything too crazy, obviously, but I mean, you're like, oh my God, I'm meeting girls from across the world and this and that, and I'm talking to them. It was like the very beginning stages of like the internet and everything. But only to come,
the internet was still in diapers, bro.
Exactly. Only to come to find out that I was probably talking to like a 47-year-old man each time.
Yeah, like you were probably talking to some kitty diddlers, bro.
Absolutely. They're like, I'm 14 years old, female from fucking Seattle, and I'm like, oh, great, you're cute. Looking at these fake fucking pictures that were probably taken of someone else's kid. And
next thing you know, fucking Chris Hansen's in the picture, and then homeboy's sitting having a seat. You know what I mean?
Oh man, watching that show, if you've ever, I mean, obviously you have, that show cracks me the fuck up when they catch those pedophiles. They don't know what to do, like their faces, they're like befuddled, like, oh my God.
So fucking awesome. I love that shit.
So that's the only joy that we get in the world with fucking pieces of shit like that, because let's face it, people get arrested for anything with children, and most of the time they do not get anywhere near, well, obviously they never get what they deserve, but they never even get the time that someone would signify with the time that they deserve. They get us all 6 months in jail, 6 months in prison, a year or two in prison. That's crazy. They should get fucking, beheaded publicly in town square in front of people. But the one joy that we get is to watch that fucking show whenever they befuddle them in that goddamn living room, whenever they walk up and walk in. That is the one joy we get.
That is the closest we can get to their anguish.
Exactly. Watch them stir around a little bit, and you're like, yeah. Because people in general, we're sick. We like to watch other people's misery. And
this is a prime example of, how do you say, what's that shit? What is it? Chaotic good.
Okay, like chaotic justice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and like I said, we're all sick. We like that. But we have to justify as people why we like the things that we like. So we like watching that pedos fucking squirming around, and we like to see them like, oh my God, what am I going to do? that gives us joy because we're sick like that, but we justify it by saying, well, he's a piece of shit, so it's okay.
Precisely.
It's okay that we have these feelings because, no, why don't you just say, I just have these feelings, and you know what, I'm going to fucking accept them because they're my brain telling me them. I can't control it. These symptoms are happening. I'm not going to put a name to it.
At that point, it becomes a satanic ideal. It's like fucking...
Well, and that's probably why I just said that, because I have a lot of... And I mean, I actually made a video right before this promoting this and promoting a couple other things on Facebook Live. But I'm sitting in my studio, which my studio is also my temple. And I have a lot of Luciferian beliefs in how I believe in things, and I believe in that. I mean, you make your own destiny, do your own thing, stop blaming things, take responsibility, do your shit. You are your own God, and you make your own decision.
Do your shit better.
And do your shit better. Just do it better.
Yeah, exactly. And say I'm a chaos Gnostic Luciferian, so I study a lot of like really left-hand path shit and a lot of Christianity and Judaism, because there's a lot of interesting things in those books there. And if anyone wants to talk the occult, feel free to hit me up on Facebook, because that's some shit I can get into. Like, I actually just spoke to a college class at University of New Mexico, their theology studies. I was a guest speaker on Luciferianism and Satanism, and I don't mean LaVeyan Satanism. I do not mean that. Fuck that shit. No, don't. If you're a LaVeyan Satanist, I'm sorry, it's fraud. I don't buy into it. It's common sense shit you should already know. Okay, enough on that. Next question.
Now, we're going to jump into your other song real quick, and then when we come back, I'm going to do a rapid round of firing questions off. I'm going to do quick answers. And then at the end of that, we're going to go ahead and let you get a chance to give shout-outs. Let us know where we can check your music out, and that'll be wrapping it up for the night. But why don't we go ahead and jump into the following song. This is our last song of the evening. This is our guest, Young Hurst, and this song is called Drinking on That Blood. We'll be right back here on Uncovering the Underground Radio Podcast Show.
Hey.
And we're back on Uncovering the Underground Radio Podcast Show, and that was Drinking on That Blood by Young Hurst, Albuquerque, New Mexico hip-hop artist that we've had on the show for the last hour and 15 minutes. And we've been kicking it with him, finding out who he is behind the scenes, finding out what he has coming up, and listening to his music. If you like the song, leave us a message, leave us a comment, and tell us. Check out his music. And like I said, we have 15 minutes left of the show, so if you want to message in and ask him a question, you want to drop a comment, feel free to do so. And you can do that through Spreaker.com podcast app or on www.spreaker.com. We want to ask a few questions, but first I want to jump in. Why don't you tell us about that track real quick and who the producer and everybody was on that track?
Okay, so that was produced by Fat Bastard. Shout out to that boy. He's dope as fuck. He's from Albuquerque. I met him while I was working at 7-Eleven. He's the brother of Nike Boy, who's produced for artists like Snoop Dogg and like Rich Homie Quan and a few other artists. Those are the only two that really stuck out to me. I was like, damn. But yeah, and he's really good. Both dope producers, and they're brothers, and it's cool as shit because they're some of the hidden talent out here.
Okay, absolutely. Now, we're going to jump into the rapid round, and then after the rapid round, we are going to go ahead and let you, I have one more big question for you, and then, we'll go ahead and get finished up here for the show. But this is just asking simple, everyday questions just to find out who you are as a person. So, for instance, chicken or steak?
Steak.
Now, when you eat the steak, do you like it with hot? Like, do you like that with steak sauce, or are you more of a plain steak guy?
A1. If it's good seasonings, I won't have sauce.
Good answer. Okay, jeans or I should say pants or shorts?
Pants, bro.
Pants. Not a big short guy.
Definitely not.
See, I used to be like that a long time ago. I only wore pants forever. And then finally one day I was like, I'm going to start wearing shorts again. And I love shorts. I wear shorts like 95% of the time. Like I'm wearing shorts right now.
I have
now,
Dickies.
Yeah, that's it. You have how many?
One pair of Dickies shorts.
One pair of shorts. Well, damn.
One.
Yeah, you do not wear them too often. It's like every blue moon, I guess. Now, you a summer or winter guy?
Okay, I'm mixed feelings about this. I love how summer you can do whatever, but with summer it's so hot and you can't take your skin off. But with winter, you can put more layers on and you'll be all right. So winter's pretty cool.
See,
literally.
Man,
No pun intended.
that's great that you feel that way because I'm the opposite. I fucking hate winter. Now we got let's see, drinking or smoking?
What am I smoking?
Bud.
Can it be bud and wax?
I mean, yeah, it can be anything bud related.
Oh, fantastic! Absolutely, yes.
So you
Smoking.
pick it over smoking, okay? And not
Dude,
much of
I
a
have
drinking.
I have a beer like once a month.
Okay, so not a big drinking guy, which there's nothing wrong with that. It's more dangerous anyway.
It's bad for you. It's poison.
It is a dangerous substance, that's for sure. Now, a couple questions I always ask every guest. Couple things, and we're going to do as quickly as we can because we don't have a whole lot of time left. But if you could tell me one thing, either personally or artistically, that you've done in your life that you don't regret doing, but that you would never do it again, what would it be?
That I don't regret doing.
You don't regret doing it, but you're like, oh, I'd never fucking do that again. But you're not like, oh, I'm mad that I did it. You're like, oh, I did it.
Oh, shit. Hold on. Let me think about this shit.
And it can be musically or personally.
I think it was the time that one of my exes had cheated on me. So what I did was, and I'm not proud of this at all, what I did was I went and talked to one of her homies, one of her friends, and I got with one of her friends, and I was like, bitch, fuck you. And then I ended up feeling like shit later. But I don't regret it, but I definitely would not do that shit again.
Yeah, you can't regret it. You did what you did, and, you got your memories. That's all that matters. You wouldn't do it again, but you can always hit the replay button in your mind.
I was kind of a dickhead, so now I'm grown and I'm older and fucking I don't do dumb shit no more.
It's good not to. It's good to try to stay out of trouble if you can. Now, if you could take all the time that you put into your music, your production, your image, your everything, all of that time, all those hours back, you could put it into something else, whether it be something artistic, whether it be something completely unrelated, if you had all that time back, what would you put it into?
Do I have the attention in whatever it is?
What do you mean?
Do I have? Okay, so I put all those hours into music because I wanted to, because I made like my attention for it, like my attention span for music is endless. Like
yes, you would have the focus and all that time all to put into something else.
Oh fuck! If it was business and to learn how to make money from nothing, I mean, well, fuck, I already did that with music. Never mind. No. I would not.
No, you would not do what?
I would not take all the hours that I put into my craft.
You're just sticking with music? You're just saying, I'm doing that?
Oh, dude, I love what I do, and I've dated girls and had said, you know, music is my first relationship. Like, music is my first love. So, like, it's very serious to me. Like, music is it's like a piece of my soul. Like, all the music I create and the music I listen to, like, it's all a piece of me.
Oh, no, I feel you. And I definitely feel you 100% on that. And I think it's for most of us, it's more than just a hobby. It's more than just something we do. It's life. It's something that we live and breathe.
Exactly. Like, and that's something that should be, like, nurtured. You know what I mean? Like, ladies out there, don't hate on your man if he wants to make some music. Okay? It's cool. Let him do his thing. It's what he wants to do. Let him do it. He's not out cheating on you. Feel me?
And at the same time, men, support your ladies in whatever they want to do as well, because some of them want to do music, some of them want to do modeling, some of them have dreams, and you don't stifle their dreams because...
Don't stifle people, bro. Don't. Yeah, encourage your people, whether it be man, woman, child, transgender, whoever the fuck it is. Like encourage your people, like, because if you don't, they're just gonna destroy themselves.
Exactly, because when you hold a flower closed and you don't let it have the right to open and bloom, you never get to see how beautiful that flower really can be.
Exactly, and people like to hear nice things, so tell your friends that they have really good shit if you like it. And even if you don't like it, tell your friends you don't like it and tell them why, because that will push them to do better. Do shit better.
But do it in a good way. Do it better, but you know what? Be supportive of. Don't be an asshole about not liking it. But, say, I listen to your stuff and I just don't fucking like it. But listen, here's why. And I just want to give you my advice. Take it or don't take it. And I'm not being a dick. You know what? Then usually most people are going to be like, all right, let me hear it. But if you're a dick about it, they're not going to want to hear it. But no, help your friends grow and push themselves to be better. Support them when you do like them, which is the most important thing that Young Hearst has said tonight. If you have friends out there and they're doing something and you like it, tell them, because not enough people do. And you know what? Sometimes we have bad days, and sometimes as artists, we're usually a little fucked up. Most artistic people have some type of major screw loose in their brain. And I think that follows any type of scene within the music and artistic realm. And sometimes we need that lift me up. So whenever you just tell someone, hey man, I don't think I ever told you this, but I fucking love your music. It's dope. You know what? You might have just snapped that person back from a horrible place that they were in and say, wow, that's going to keep me pushing and keep doing what I do. So support your fellow man and woman.
Exactly. Yes.
Now, why don't you tell us how you became, not how you became, but how you came up with the name Young Hearst.
Okay, I'm going to get one thing out the way. My producer name is Goat because in The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, if you're in the Snowhead Temple, the boss is named Goat, and he's a big, giant, mechanical bull with horns, and he looked dope as fuck, and I was like, that's a cool name. Okay, so that's out of the way. Now, Young Hearst, so I've worked with death a lot, and I started out as a forensic transporter for the Office of the Medical Investigator here, so I was basically the coroner's van. I would put bodies onto gurneys and zip them up. Well, not really zip them up, but I would take the body bags with bodies in them, and I take them to autopsy or funeral homes or hospitals to autopsy. So wherever it called, it was all around the state of New Mexico. I also grew from that and became a mortician. So I used to ride in a hearse every day, and I used to bury people, and I used to put people in coffins, and I used to embalm. So that that is why I became Young Hearst, because I love black metal, and I love death, and dying has fascinated me, and like shit like that has always like grabbed my attention. And like I was like thinking like everything's young, everybody's little, everything's like all that shit, and I was like, oh fuck it, Young Hearst. And why if you want to take it to a rap perspective, it's because I put motherfuckers in their grave.
You heard it, folks. He puts you in your grave if you go against him, but if you're with him, he loves you. Make sure you click the like button, the share button, and all the other buttons. Like I said, there's too many anymore because there's too many different like things now. Now it's follow, like, share, tweet, all these fucking names. I can't stay with it, but hit the buttons if they're out there. Support his music and show some love to him. We have time for 2 more quick questions, and then let you get your shout-outs. Everyone that's on the show has to answer the question: if you had to fight either a horse-sized beaver or a beaver, or excuse me, if you had to fight a horse-sized beaver or 100 beaver-sized horses, which would you rather pick and why?
100 beaver-sized horses, bro, because I would punt them motherfuckers to the moon.
And that's what I've been getting a lot of horse punting lately. There's a lot of fascination with punting horses on this show. We're gonna get to statistics of 96% of the human race has thought about kicking or punting a horse at one point in time or another.
A small beaver-sized horse.
That happens here on Uncovering the Underground, folks. You heard it first and foremost. That's great. And the other question I always ask everyone, because it's always interesting to hear what people say, is if you had to pick one animal that would rule all of them, like if they were intelligent enough to rise up and it was a battle free for all animals, including us, what would ultimately be the ruler of everything?
The owl.
Okay, I like that. That is one we have not heard yet, and I've interviewed over 30 people at this point, and that's, well, I've interviewed a lot more than that, but I'm saying for this show, is one we haven't heard yet.
I say the owl because owls are night predators, bro. Like, them motherfuckers can see in the dark and see 360 degrees. Like, they're all seeing. Like, holy shit. Like, imagine being able to see behind your head, bro. Like, man, like, that got me fucked up. Like, and imagine a giant clawed owl with a crown on his head just waltzing around fucking Earth like, you human, I will push you somewhere else. And he'll, like, flap his wing, and then you'll just go flying to, like, fucking Russia or something. Like the wings of this king owl will just fuck people's shits up. And then, like, if he don't fuck with you, he'll grab you with his talons and just, like, stick his talons into your spinal cord. And then you'll be, like, twitching and shit and then dead. So, like, that's why I say the owl.
That got vivid right there, folks. You heard it right here. He went descriptive with how that owl's going to do that. So I like it. That's the first we've heard an owl, but I mean, it makes sense. And owls are very mysterious creatures. They do see a whole way around 360 degrees. They are night predators and have great night eyes. They do have fierce talons, and they are pretty cool animals. And if you follow my other show that we talked about earlier, we talk about them coming up in an episode, or will be talking about them, I should say, because of the heavy influence that owls have on other sightings of the paranormal, and also very, very related to aliens. So if you want to hear more about that, keep following that show, because there is a heavy correlation with owls and the sightings of UFOs and aliens.
Like on the Fourth Kind.
Like on the Fourth Kind, yeah, exactly. So actually, it leads to a whole different conversation, but yes, exactly like that, the owl on Fourth Kind. So it all leads back to that, because that's actually tied into a true story that happened, of a guy's report of being abducted, and it stems into a show that I listened to that brought me onto the whole phenomenon of owls and aliens.
Is it Coast to Coast?
No, it was not Coast to Coast. It was actually the Paranormal Podcast with Jim Harold.
Oh, dude, I love Coast to Coast. That, when I was corpse running, that was my shit.
Okay, yeah, that's another very popular show. It's great. I love listening to all those shows. I gain a lot of knowledge from that. I also study and read a lot, but I mean, I listen to a lot of that and get a lot of perspectives, and I have a show similar to some shows Jim Harold does, and it's not similar in the fact that I'm copying him by any means, but He does things a little bit differently than I do, but he has shows where he has people in the shows that talk about their experiences, as do I, but we do it in a completely different way and platform. And then he also has a separate show that he interviews people, as we will be doing, but we're doing it from the perspective, and we actually give our intake on it, which he does not, and we do it from the perspective of artistic people. So one entrepreneur and actor, and one rapper / business owner, entrepreneur. And we give our feedback on different topics and subjects, and then bring on personalities in the scene and interview them, and then have people call in and tell us about their ghost stories and alien stories. So, shout out to Jim Harold. I've been following his show for years. I love it. Kind of taking his kind of idea, so to speak, and doing it in a completely different way, because it's something I was always fascinated with and something I always wanted to do. So when I found his show, I was like, oh, fuck, this guy's the shit. I love it. And then same thing with Coast to Coast.
That's sick.
Now, why don't we go ahead and you tell everyone where they can check out your music at and follow you at, and then go ahead and give your shout outs, and we will wrap up the show for the evening. And I appreciate you being on.
Oh, sick, man. Thanks for having me. It was pretty interesting. And I think
Absolutely.
my girlfriend,
it's always very interesting.
She's yelling in the other room. Oh God. Anyway, y'all can follow me on SoundCloud as always, and I'll always be on that shit until they delete me for whatever reason. I'm gonna be on Bandcamp. I've dropped all my finalized, completed tapes on Bandcamp. I dropped them all as singles first on SoundCloud, and I have a little system that I go with. Like me on Facebook. I don't really care about that because I don't post shit there anyway. It's just there for y'all, and I do post new drops on there though, and merch, but that's rare. Like, I don't really use it actively. Follow me on Twitter, because that count is looking pretty fucking terrible. And it is looking horrible, and I don't fuck with Twitter. I can't really. I mean, I post shit, but like, I don't know, man. Like, it's rare and it's very vague and dumb. But yeah. So shout outs now. Let me go ahead and shout out first and foremost my boy Satchel the Six. Love you, bro. Can't wait till the next tape. Y'all can check out his music on SoundCloud as well. A lot of it's with me, so it's on my shit anyway. Shout out to my boy Dead Inside out there in Pittsburgh. Still got love for you, bro. Shout outs to my boy Death Wish, my boy Redley, excuse me, my boy Canis Lupus. Love you, Canny. Who else? Let me think. Real quick. Off top, DJ Killer C, shout outs. You the funniest motherfucker on Facebook. And I'm gonna shout out Doom Shop Records, because y'all are the shit, and I fuck with Doom Shop heavy. Everybody listen should go listen to an artist from Doom Shop Records tonight. Shout outs to the former funeral home Familia, FHF, that's the gang. And last but not least, shout outs to my brother Osiris. I love you, bro, and I hope you're listening, because we gonna make some music soon. Okay, stay sober, my friend. I love you. And shout outs to Brutal Business Entertainment, honestly, for having me. Like, that was cool. I enjoyed my time on this shit. It was cool. Now, I think that's it. Big love to everybody. By the way, hold up 1 second. Shout out to my boy Clarence, #1 supporter, my brother from another mother, out in Texas, I think, or Louisiana. I don't know where the fuck he is. He's in many different places at once. He is ominous. Or what is it? Omniscient. Anyway, much love. Shout out from Young Hearst.
You heard it right here, folks. All his shout outs and love to many of you out there. If you are listening out there and you enjoyed the show, as I've already said, make sure you hit the share button or like button. Follow him and his music. Support him in his dream. Keep pushing and helping him do what it is that he does. And you can make sure you catch us next week when we interview Mike Cleopatra, another hip-hop artist that is making some very different style of music that I came across several months back, and I was very impressed with. Very different, something I haven't really heard before, and ended up sparking a friendship with him, and he is now one of my 3 horror column writers on my horror column that we have called The Gruesome Gazette. So if you are into horror and you like reviews on all kinds of old and new horror movies, upcoming horror movies, and recent past releases, you can check out that show, and that is The Gruesome Gazette on Facebook, and there is 3 different writers that bring you a multitude of different articles weekly and monthly. You'll love it. And Mike is one of those writers. He is on our next show, and that is going to be 2 weeks. We do have a special episode next Thursday. It's a pre-recorded episode, which we don't normally do. And we have Lily Rockwood on, which is a awesome model that's doing a lot of huge things in the underground right now. So make sure you check that out. That is on September 5th. So September 5th, Lily Rockwood, pre-recorded episode, then returning back on the 12th for our normal live broadcasting with Mike Cleopatra. Check out www.teambrutalbusiness.com. And we love you. We'll catch you next time. Young Hurst, we appreciate you being on the show, homie, and you have a great night.
Hey, y'all as well. Much love from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Burke.
All right, guys. Catch you next time.